Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. The ouch couch.
Oh, it's muscly.
Oh, it is, man. That couch has never been more muscly. It is ready to go. I dare anybody come at our couch today.
What's going on, Sam?
Yeah, nothing. I'm just ready for the show.
You're enamored by all the
Typing up
muscles.
notes.
You're enamored by all the muscles we have in here today.
Seth just got here, immediately went and pooped in our
Shut up,
bathroom. Who does that?
I'm glad our other
How
guests.
often do you have to poop?
I didn't poop. That was a pee. I had fantasies, though, about holding it this morning.
I am glad that our other guest used it first. He was more on time, more professional than Seth could ever be.
Because I don't give a shit anymore.
I know you don't. Well, you did give a shit. You gave one right to our bathroom. You destroyed it. You blew it up.
And our other guest, a professional wrestler, EC3, is here. How you doing, EC3?
Yeah, I am just flabbergasted and taken aback by this whole presentation, this whole show. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. We're live on Twitch.
Yeah.
I sit down on this couch. I'm telling you, I'm having the craziest mental breakdown.
I don't know. This is kind of scary.
But then this a masculine hunk just sat next to me. I did not even know. Short-ass jean shorts, tight-ass shirt. Totally my kind of fella.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All right, love connection.
Yeah.
Although you are more muscular than he is.
Yeah.
I can see the difference. You're way bigger biceps.
I don't train to be muscular anymore.
no,
All right.
Wait a minute.
That's my stew. I don't know.
I just came from the gym, too. I did shoulders this way. I was 5 minutes late.
They sound the same. A little bit. A little bit. A little more confident than I can ever sound.
Yeah.
Being a half man and living in Orlando.
You're right, Dan.
Would you consider yourself an alpha male or a sigma male?
I mean, I guess I hate saying alpha male. I guess
Not
but
like
I-
in the dickhead. Like I get.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah.
saying it.
No, 100%.
Are you guys going to fuck? Because I will watch the shit out of that.
Will it sell tickets to the Tin Roof in Orlando, June 11th?
Okay, well, we'll talk
let's get
about
out of the
that.
way. June 11th, Tin Roof. If you control the narrative,
Yep.
if you want to see
Live wrestling.
top tier
Yeah.
wrestling, and if you want to, like, to me, the way I look at it, it's like it's got the charm and the fun of the independent things that I used to go to as a kid, but the production values and the photos and everything looks top tier. I love it. And you're doing it on your own, which we'll get into because Tom
Why
and I
I'm mentally breaking down. So
Okay,
I can't
well,
wait to pick
yeah.
your
Exactly.
brains.
That's exactly
I
it.
had a mental breakdown this morning.
I wasn't going to say it, but now we can say it.
Why
This guy,
we get into business for ourselves,
This-
I gotta move
EC3?
closer to the exits.
he had a
I'm
freak
gonna open
out,
the window.
no different than what you were just doing. He had a freak. I'm dropping the nest. I'm dropping the temperature down. I'm already hot from all
Yeah,
this
it's hot.
machismo.
It is hot.
All this
It's just 'cause
machismo.
I know
But
why.
you had a breakdown this morning about the business. EC3's having a breakdown about his business.
Well, and life, and
you
and
always
life.
have a breakdown about your
I had a
business.
breakdown 2 days ago, and I'm trying to hire somebody else. We'll get into it later. I put up something, a signing bonus. I don't know if it's appropriate or not.
Does it pay?
A signing bonus.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. There's no employees anymore, Seth.
For a boob job?
Who's getting a boob job?
Oh, you're a total
Giving
alpha.
away free tits. That's a
total
monster's.
alpha.
That's
I
a
swear to God,
monster's
I'm giving this person free boob job if
Boobapalooza.
she takes the job with me. Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know if
They're
that's
gonna get
appropriate.
sued.
That is not
No, that's
appropriate.
fine.
Well, you can't.
How? How?
What is happening?
Hold on. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
No,
So
can
I
I,
said
can,
we'll
I,
get to it.
can I
Please.
pop in real fast?
Please.
Because you come in here with this bill of goods, a mediocre time, but I've sat down on this couch and I've had nothing but an excellent time. This
but it is confusing, which leads then more
Yeah.
into mediocre. Because so let's talk about the mental breakdown.
Please.
So
We'll start with yours maybe, and then work your way to EC3's mental
Well,
breakdown. That
mine
he just
This is a
Mine is-
group therapy
yeah.
session.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Which kind of control your narrative kind of became a sort of this like male, we based it on Fight Club and like, the guys hugging each other after fights and stuff like that. But then it legitimately, we would do seminars that are like pro wrestling related. So you think of pro wrestling, you think of comically goofy characters and simulated violence and kind of horse shit sometimes.
yeah.
But we would break down people that want to be in this industry into like shells of themselves, into men crying. Like there hasn't been a seminar I had where a man hasn't cried. I don't know why did we start talking about it? Oh yeah, mental breakdown.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
You're having one
Why-
right now. Yeah, we're in one right now. The psychosis
so-
is real.
But I think we, as a collective group, we got an alpha, times two. I guess
I'm an
you could say.
alpha.
Two alphas and alpha.
Don't you dare. That is copyright. I am an alpha.
Well, no,
Alpha male.
I think because in my mental breakdown state, I've been researching these hierarchies of maledom, and I realized I was a sigma, which is kind of unknown. It's new. It has all the traits of an alpha, so like we're jacked and we're sweet and we like chicks and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know the term. That's why I said alpha, because I don't know what sigma is.
But you're kind of more of a lone wolf than as opposed to going into public seeking attention.
This guy loves it.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, he's throwing around tit jobs, so I've seen
Unfortunately.
Also, Seth wants.
That's how I validate myself. When others see the hard work that I put in and they appreciate it, then that's how I know I'm validated. So I do seek out the validation of others. I know it's probably something psychological, and maybe it's not right.
We're
but
psychopaths. That's why.
No,
I don't know about
This
you,
guy
Tom,
should be
but I mean, we're 5 minutes in. We got 2 psychopaths on the couch. I think this is going well.
Men who like, oh, what did it take to get that check? Blah, blah, blah. And they're always, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Who cares?
That's what you always say. Nothing.
But then I'm also secretly like, don't you dare try, because you'll never happen. Because like,
That's what you
I'm
say.
better than you. As long as I'm better than you.
EC3.
Oh my God.
What is your nickname? What do you call yourself?
SP.
Oh man.
He's screaming.
Sorry, why is that so loud?
He's the silverback, right?
Yeah, it's silverback. It's a silverback.
So EC3, hold on. Let's start
Yep.
from like how you started your own thing, because when I read your story, you had a similar story to me and Daniel
Well-
about just leaving a billion-dollar corporation because
And I knew
were
you
fed
from
up with them.
TNA,
Yeah.
and I'm a wrestling guy.
That's
I knew
all
you
right.
from TNA, and I knew you from NXT, and then I knew you. Well, I thought I was going to know you with a WWE like main roster run.
Right.
But what I got was not that. I mean,
No.
you just kind of disappeared.
Imagine how that felt to you. Imagine how it would feel to me.
I would be
So when you
crushed.
say leaving a billion-dollar company, more it was cast aside during a worldwide pandemic when the entire world is burning
Yeah.
and thrown to the fucking trash. But it was, in the moment it happened, I knew it had to happen. It was kind of all serendipitous in a way. There was no anger, there was no resentment, because I knew something had to change within me and my life and how I was living and what I was doing and what I was truly pursuing, where it never would have worked out the way I wanted to there. So it's better that it happened that way and to focus and create on something new.
So let's talk about that, because you get into WWE and then the pandemic happens, and then all these entertainment, billion-dollar
They're
companies,
done. They're not doing shows.
well, they're trying to figure out how to work with no audience, and I know that like all the professional sports teams are figuring it out on the fly. WWE was figuring it out.
You've heard it on our show a million times. For us, it was when the NBA, when we were sitting here,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
were like, "Hey, did you hear the NBA shut down?"
We
We're
went
like,
through it with the UFC. We had
Yeah,
no
yeah.
audience, just wearing masks.
Yeah, and then so tell us about like what was going on in your head when this was happening, and even internally in WWE. Like, I'm sure everybody was coming out of the woodwork with ideas of how it's going to go, and then it's like wrestling without an audience is weird and hard to do, right?
It was a matter of time, seeing the writing on the wall, both where my career was going, what I was suffering through injury-wise. Like, I was really concussed towards the end of it, and it took me a while to get back to that, and a lot of that had to do with the mental aspect more than anything physical. Pandemic, you kind of see the writing on the wall. The thing about your name and your value within wrestling, if you get released, you can build it elsewhere. There's somewhere else to go. There's other places, there's other options. Even when we talked earlier about independent scenes, you can run a course of the indies off your old name and still make a great living.
Okay.
But, oh shit, nobody has shows. So that was the scary thing about it, because nobody was having shows at the time too.
And when you were in WWE, and explain to me about, because I heard it in another interview where someone was saying, "Oh, you were either muted or you were mute," and then I was asking Dan, I was like, "What does that mean?" And was that something that you were told to do, or something put on you, or implied?
Oh, for sure. Especially considering my way with words and my gift of gab and my lexicon and vocabulary and things of that nature. I'm very well spoken.
Yeah, and you were
I talk good.
Yeah, and so is that something that's just purely subjective from Vince McMahon? Is like
100%.
Okay,
Yeah, totally was something. I think when he has so many things, and he has so many things on his plate, whether it's creative and it's talent, and it's business, and it's all the $1 million deals, $1 billion deals, international, this, and this. He's not going to have a ton of time to vet and work with people that are being thrown to him. Like, he'll probably see one thing and make a judgment. So what I believe happened with that is he saw one promo he didn't like, and as opposed to, I'll make him do this, this, and this, he's like, just don't have him talk. And then nobody stood up and said, no, wait. We can try something else, or maybe this, maybe that. There's a lot of yes men in that industry, and a lot of people who are afraid to stand up because they get fired.
And is it still just his call? Like, after all this time, he's like, what is he, 77 at this point? 80? Like, the guy's an 80-year-old fucking jacked.
Saggy boob, jacked.
76, yeah.
So he's 76 years old, and you think
Steroid crazy.
But
after all this time.
And it's always been that way, right? Like, the buck stops with him.
Yeah, it's always going to. As
yeah.
long as he's.
You would think that he would bring in multiple people to start making or helping him make decisions. Like
True. Yeah, and one thing too, like what I've noticed with what I'm doing and things of that nature, that's been thrust upon me is true leadership is delegation of duties to people you can trust and focusing on like a big picture. So when you try to take on too much, you spread yourself thin. I think as he's aged and he's conquered so much, and he is the ultimate alpha. Like, he will destroy his enemies and reap their souls for every last bit of their work.
Yeah, everybody says that about him.
But does he need to do that anymore?
No,
Like, he's already,
He likes it.
Yeah, that's off on it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
man.
at 60, whatever he was when he did the comeback and he like looked really good. He hung the chain over him. You don't need to do that, but you get off on it.
It's
I think you like it.
Yeah, and you've done so much, and he did so much. It was almost like, instead of delegation, because earlier in their success there was a lot of delegation where he focused on big picture. People seem to have said he's taken more control of more aspects, so he's taking on more as he's aged, as opposed to taking on less.
Well, that seems crazy.
Well, you
It'd be
do that,
crazy
though.
to succeed, right?
You're getting older and you're taking on more. I mean, you are a modern day Vince McMahon.
But if this was a $1 billion company, I think I would have the foresight to be like, you need to not do this, because you need to understand that, like, as I age, maybe cognitively it's getting worse, or maybe I'm not making the best decisions. Maybe I should. I mean, isn't Triple H like part of he's married to his daughter, right?
Yeah.
There's always weird undercutting and family drama. Like, I don't know. I can't speak on any of it. This is all speculation, and hopefully it doesn't come off as me trying to tear anybody down.
No.
Because I'm trying.
Well, I mean,
it's your
I think
experience.
it's natural
Reasonable.
for you to have a negative sort of take. I mean, like, I have a
I don't
negative.
even know if it's negative though.
Yeah.
As much as this is what I think, and it's okay. I'm okay with it.
Right,
It's
right.
totally fine.
Yeah, if what you're saying is exactly how you feel, I don't see anything wrong with that. Because
So
I have a lot of negativity from like what. Still, I know you don't, but the way that we went out on our own, to kind of put it back in the perspective that you were, the parallel that you were drawing between what we do going out on our own, what EC3 is doing now with, June 11th, Tin Roof, that sort of thing. Like I still harbor, I keep a little bit of the fire burning of the negativity of what happened, because
Yeah, but that drives you a little bit, right?
a little bit, yeah. And I don't think it ever won't. But I don't want it
is
to
a
become
motivating-
toxic, because
it
it
is a
can.
motivating factor.
But it can become an obsession too, and that's what I have to be careful with as a diagnosed OCD guy. There was probably a level when you maybe saw me wasting energy, right? Instead of correctly channeling it.
Yeah, and I think it's just natural human psychology to, do that thing. Now, okay, well, let's go back to once you got let go from WWE. It's the middle of a pandemic. Obviously, no one knows what the future is going to, how fast this is going to start clearing up. Like, it was, everything's unknown.
15 days, right?
yeah. It'll blow. The summer will kill it. But
The heat.
So
Gotta get some sun on it.
So when did you make the decision? Because like you said, there are other avenues and other ways to make money, other the wrestling companies that people go to. And now there's more than there used to be, like AEW and stuff like that. So what made you decide to go out on your own instead of do what traditional wrestlers do, which is just go work for another company?
I'd love to harp on the point about the negative energy and using that as fuel real fast. Just
Yeah,
because that was one thing that earlier in my life motivated me heavily to become successful, to originally getting fired from WWE, to using that every day, just going hard on every aspect I could, to succeeding elsewhere, to the vindication of, I'm going to make them call me back. And they did. But holding on to it for so long. And I'm going through this right now. And it was especially on the second time of being released without the vindication as much. Like, I'm still pissed.
Yeah.
But exception and accountability. Did I do everything possible I could have done to hold on or succeed or push myself to that level? No. A lot of talent fall into a trap of nothing matters after being dissuaded so many different times. So when I do these interviews and talk about that past, I really want to make it a point. It's nobody's fault but my own.
Yeah, and when you say a nothing matters kind of, I'm feeling, you can tell me if this is wrong or not, but I'm feeling when you say that, because we've used this term, nothing matters. I'll give you a real life, for instance, that we're going through right now.
Okay.
Marketing to medium-sized companies. And when you hit it out of the park and you do a good job, and then they come back to you, even though you know that you're outperforming everybody else in your class, everybody else above your class, because we're little guys. And then they come to you and they say, yeah, sorry.
We can't do it. We don't have the budget. Or it's like, well,
Yeah.
what is that? What did I even do?
See the content we're putting out.
So when
look at
you
our
say,
ads, like,
I did it, did I do everything I could have? And these are the conversations you and I have. It's probably a really good thing that you're here today, because that's exactly what we've talked about. And then we sit there and there's this weird emptiness that we have because we can't answer that question, because from our perspective, we do think that we did everything that we could, everything we controlled,
everything, and you probably did, and it just didn't work out too, and that sucks, right? But
That's a tough pill to swallow sometimes,
It's
man.
horrible.
Yeah.
And like, I know I used to joke around nothing matters, especially with the bigger the
It's
corporation.
weird for me to hear him say that a lot.
Yeah.
Because that is something
that is
you
a
say.
common theme in all locker rooms of wrestling, which is another thing when we talk about why I wanted to proceed change so much. Just being handed creative or ideas from somebody else. It's third string, down the chain. No ability to make it your own, and it's just like, it does. If I did it my way and it was perfect and super successful, it wouldn't matter. Or if I do verbatimly, exactly lackluster, mediocre, I think this is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
well,
Because how do you get, because a lot of what you do as an entertainer, as a performer, as an actor, really, to go out there, there's a level of, I would think, intensity that you need to bring. And if the ideas you know in your heart suck and they're not good, or maybe even the idea doesn't suck, maybe just it's not landing, that maybe it's not the time for it, maybe the audience just isn't behind it.
Yeah.
If they're not behind it, and then you're the guy that's out there, you're the guy they're going to blame. It's not like they're going to go back and blame the writers. It's not like they're going to go back and blame the company. They're really going to blame you, right?
Even taking it on myself, when we went through this process, I've lost a lot of the fans I originally had because I'm doing something so completely different. But it's real to me.
Right.
And you have to sacrifice and suffer with that. So
Well, it's fulfilling to you, right?
it is.
Yeah.
But it's not financially.
Well, yeah, that's
But
we can talk about
by not conforming and resting on what I've already done. Like, I'm so sick of it. I did it, and it's not true anymore because life has changed so much, and the real life circumstances of what I've had and suffered through and got through. I can't pretend I'm a spoiled rich kid from a debutante's family anymore. Like, we all suffered, terribly for 2 years. We've all changed. We've all watched the world burn itself. You can't just go out there and be like, I have a Ferrari and I'm super cool and rich. Eat it. Like, that's just lame.
Yeah. Now, so when WWE let you go in the pandemic, and then, so what was the final, I guess, thought or decision to go and start control your narrative? And
It was really, fortunately, because there were other companies still running to an extent, like with Impact and Ring of Honor, there was options to work. So originally the idea was to just recreate myself as a character, because I had 90 days from the end of your WWE contract till that 90 days is up. You can't work anywhere. So I have enough time to create something my own. Who I'm going to be, where I'm going to be, like what I'm going to do with it. Spend that 90 days, and I don't think anybody's ever totally revamped themselves within that 90 days, as opposed to just sat back and went like, I'll see you in 90 days, and then come back doing kind of a similar thing that they were doing, but with a different
That's
name.
true. You haven't seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
So just by creating that gave me great release and, hopefulness, and I came right back. I was with Impact. I was with Ring of Honor, but I was building that on the side, and I was so fulfilled with it that I wanted to bring it to other people. So that's what kind of started it. But at the same time, I was corporately funded in a way, because I'm working other places a little bit, not to the same level, but I still have guaranteed income from these other companies.
Gotcha. And then, did you think to yourself, well, there's room for other wrestling out there. There's room for other entertainment. There's room for other companies. Like, it's kind of like when me and Daniel, when we went out on our own, we looked at it like, well, we could do essentially talk radio. We could do podcasting, put out a product, and be comparable to the product or better than the product we were doing for a giant billion-dollar corporation, especially with the internet now. There used to be a stranglehold on like how you could even be seen.
I
or
like
heard.
that you use a wrestling term there. That's good. On brand.
Well, basically, it was impossible to be seen or heard before the internet, right? It was like you had to go through a certain channel. You had to go through a giant radio company to be heard. You had to go through a production company or a big network to get on TV and be seen.
Well, they typically lock you down, and that's what I was going to ask you, is like, how were you able to retain your name? Is it the lowercase version?
I'm super smart.
I figured you got a hold of it fast. Yeah,
it was within Impact when I saw Impact's dying days coming. Well, they didn't die, but they were changing over. I was like, wait, they never trademarked my name. So I trademarked it. And then even going back to WWE, like, hey, we want to change your name. Give us some options. I'm like, well, I'm already branded, and this is my name. It's easy to chant. People know me. I just gave them the list of the shittiest possible names. So they were like, oh, these suck. Like, EC3's fine, whatever.
Yeah, do they have to pay? Did they have to pay you for that to license it when you came back, or you're just like, I'm cool with it because it's yours and you own
I'm
it?
surprised they like, especially for a company that's so cutthroat like them. I'm surprised they even let you do that.
They did try to trademark it, but they never looked it up after I was already dubbed it. They went and tried to, and then I already had it. So
and then they were just like, "Oh, fuck it." It's funny that we all.
Well, we'll fire him. That'll show. Look at me now.
Well, it's funny because, a lot of people think like iHeart is like they have everything locked.
They do not.
It's every company is willy nilly, does dumb shit.
Yeah.
The
all the
employees
shows
don't
that you listen to that you would think that I would name right now, which I'm not going to name, do not have they don't own their names. They don't. Oh, wow. Look them all up.
But it's one of those things where you think, they'll never, like things like that happen and fall through the cracks and stuff. So like, good for you for having the forethought to do that, because I'm sure you've seen it before where like a professional wrestler builds their name and reputation, then gets fired, and then the company's like, sorry, we own that. You have to start off with nothing again, and that sucks for the individual.
And that's something we, as we're building what's now a company, the intention was never to be another wrestling company. It was always just to be something niche and different and provide talent kind of a place to explore themselves and develop themselves. Like, I wanted to be the factory where you were sick of what you were doing. You came over to us. We worked with you, but we gave you that platform. And hopefully that, divine inspiration to be something different, then you can take it on. But now we became a company. We signed a television deal with Pro Wrestling TV. We're doing live events. June 11th at the Tin Roof in Orlando, by the way. But what you're saying about the name and the brand, like, that's something. We have one of the biggest names in wrestling, Adam Scherr, who's Braun Strowman.
Yep.
But without being in the constant public eye with that corporation and that brand behind you, it's a rebuild in a sense.
Yeah.
You have a great head start, especially when you had that level of success. But, what we're realizing is it is rebuilding and building something better, newer. But at the same time, you can't expect the residuals to come in based on what was already done. So
Yeah, and
hence the mental breakdown.
well, that was a surprising
Which I
loss to
understand.
that company. I mean, that was a surprising loss to me as a casual or casual plus. I'll say wrestling fan.
Casual plus.
Yeah, like a little more than your normal dude. What I was like, well,
Like
that
you see
doesn't.
the internet, but you're not going to totally believe it.
Right.
Some of it's
I'll read some of the
bullshit.
stories. I'm in. I have Top Secret Wrestling. I'm in that group, and I talk to those guys occasionally. But sometimes I gotta hide it because they fight too much.
I will tell you real fast.
Yeah.
The shit I see reported about wrestling and what actually takes place within it that is what made the narrative born in my complete distrust of media in general and news and anything. Like, I'm like, this is so blatantly false and speculative and opinion based. Not true at all. If it's happening on something so trivial and so small as pro wrestling, what the hell's going on in the real world?
Well,
Yeah.
we saw it firsthand
Yeah.
with the death of Bob Saget, and we were one of the last people to interview him, but it didn't what the narrative they wanted to put out there was just for clicks, and that's what it is, and especially in the entertainment news. But that goes to all news. It's like it's all about the clicks, and when it's all about the views, then it's going to be spun towards whatever gets the most views. Right. Because the bottom line is they need the views to get the money, and that's it. And so what we're all seeing is the result of companies trying to get the most money, not trying to report anything close to the truth. It doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter. It's will you click on this because clicks equal money, and that's it.
It's sick.
But people don't care. Like, you don't really care if it's true or not. They're just like, I'm like, do you care?
Yeah.
And they're like, nah.
When you see a lie about yourself falsely spread and grow and grow and grow and grow, dude, that hurts.
Oh,
Because there's nothing you can do about it.
Give us an example of some of the lies that.
An example would be that we decided to do a show in Dallas, Texas. We were in a venue with what would be considered a competing wrestling organization, but we weren't competition yet. We're so brand new, we don't know what we are. They wanted us to change our date, then they wanted us to change our time. They started threatening legal against the venue, and we're like, we're not going to be bullied, man. We're just going to do it. It's whatever. Like, okay. And then the next day, a rumor came out about us being affiliated with Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, and all this like crazy racist, white supremacist shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just out of nowhere, someone just started this and then
It
just
just
spread
showed up
around.
on Reddit, and then, eventually it was deleted, but it went around enough to go somewhere, and then like I would do interviews combating it, but they would take things out of context I said and apply it to it, and it was
EC3 loves Mike Lindell and the fact that he wears his gold chain outside of his silk blue shirt. Who does that? Who wears their fucking necklace outside of their shirt? Tuck it in.
I'm just making sure my moldavite necklace is in here.
I checked.
You have a MyPillow necklace.
Yeah. My God, he's wearing it.
I did an interview and I made this joke about having a discount code for MyPillow if you use control.
Oh,
your
you did
narrative.
it. No.
But okay, tell me if this resonates with you guys at all. I said if you use control your narrative for MyPillow purchase, you get a mattress topper and a pair of slippers for 88% off.
Then you made a joke.
He's just joking.
You don't know what that number means nothing to you.
Yeah, I didn't pick up what you were laying down. I
That number
apologize.
means nothing
Yeah,
to
we're
you.
pretty stupid.
Because apparently that number means something racist that I had no idea.
Oh, God, I'll have to cut that out now.
nobody-
88%?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
the number
Seth knew. I
88.
saw the twinkle in his
I
eye.
did the symbol.
He's got that
Yeah.
calf tattoo.
Oh, don't do that. What are you doing?
It is a symbol of an 8.
The number
It's Roman numeral.
I don't know.
No, right? It's apparently allegedly some white dog whistle to a white supremacist group 88 because HH means how.
Oh, hell,
It was,
Hitler.
yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
Anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Really?
I got you,
So
I got
they,
you.
So I
they
got
derived
that's-
that joke, and then they're like, "Oh, he's sending out a secret message."
He said he's sending out messages. Look at him, and I'm like,
I mean, the chat room saying, "Dude, that's pretty well known." I mean, I didn't know that. I don't read what is like supposed to be well known for white supremacy.
I have no idea about white supremacy whatsoever.
Look at my skin tone. Does anybody even know what I am?
I don't.
And I keep it that way for a reason.
But you're in Florida,
I'm
so
really
I
hoping
always go Spanish. Always. I just go like Latin, 3 Latins.
Tan?
Yeah,
Tan,
tan.
I was hoping he was Italian because like a paisan would be great.
What is paisan? Put your dicks together? What do you
Italian,
do?
we're brothers.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Italian.
We're dick doctors.
Whatever.
So now, is this just
Stalking.
in the deep internet on Reddit and shit like that? Because a lot of the stuff like that, I don't even take as real because I'm like, this is not even real. What is it?
It wasn't, but it's enough that you're just getting pounded by it. And it's like, oh my, no. Well, what can I say besides no? And I'm only going to say it once, and I'm like, what else can I do?
Now, okay, this may be crazy conspiracy theory, and I'm not a conspiracy
Well, I'm in.
theorist, right? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not.
I'm not either.
I'm not. But
Let me get out my tinfoil hat.
could Vince McMahon have some sort of team of people? I mean, fucking countries do it. You got enough money. You
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
I
dude,
already know where you're going.
Yeah,
Yes.
people do this all the time to shut down their competitors. Yes, I'm not saying that, but
Smear
yeah,
campaign,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a
No,
thing.
I think.
I'm not saying that's what happened.
Well,
I'm just saying
it
could.
Could they all of a sudden they just like nitpick anything you say and then just start vomiting it on the internet? So it's like controlling.
I think they were on a lower level for sure. I don't think Vince would have given one iota of a shit what I was doing.
Okay,
or
all right.
number dropping. But then, there was the AEW owner mentioning something about all the negative feedback he gets on AEW or from bots, and then that was a thing. And it's just, man, social media's a mess. It's just kind of
Yeah. I mean, I
just look
would
at my Instagram pictures and my muscles.
Listen, cutthroat billionaire businessmen are smart, and
They are. They're crafty.
and they know that with enough money. I mean, countries do this, giant corporations do this, like that. You can pay money and with.
Control the narrative.
and control the narrative. Speaking of your company,
Probably why he made that the name.
yeah, and it's like the NFL does this, and it's like, and they will put out stuff.
I know what you're talking about. The Jay Gruden.
Yeah. I mean,
A classic Jay Gruden of like the dude's out there and the thing, and he's doing the thing.
It's kind of
like-
scary because you're
It
like,
is kind of scary because they were holding it. It appeared as if they were holding knowledge of things that maybe he did, and they just waited till the time that they needed to release it in order to control the narrative.
Was that to get him out of his contract?
I forget when we
It
were
was
talking
just
about it.
paint him in a bad light.
it just,
it's like
it just
it's-
looked very convenient, did it not? It's like why?
it's like there's a reason why John Gruden's suing the internet because I think he thought that it did it to him. It's like yeah, I mean whether he's not a piece of shit or not, who knows? But it's like they released these emails internally for a reason. I mean, it seems like a giant corporation was doing that on purpose for whatever reason. But anyway, back to but yeah, we're bouncing around a little bit. But so let's talk about the hardships of even running your own company and starting it and getting it off the ground. That is, and people don't. I think they do realize, but without doing it themselves, it's just it turns into you used to have a job and now you have a passion that never ends, that never stops, that you have to work 24 hours a day.
24 hours a
It's
day.
part of you now.
It's everything you
Yeah.
think about. And then you convince yourself
Everything.
if you stop thinking about it, you're gonna fail.
I can't do anything with anybody and not think about this now.
Because
Yeah.
you're
Like
you're
you won't
driven.
be able to chill out. This
Yeah.
mental thing you're going through, which we saw on the couch. I thought you were going to kill us all. Like could have been.
I've come at ease.
It could have. It could have. Like I don't think it's going to stop until June 11th, right? Like or June 12th. My birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, me.
Well, then June 12th means we got to get to July, and then we're announcing something pretty big in June.
Right.
Like, which means that's going to be a whole litany of issues. We're trying to figure out how to weekly produce television because it's not even starting a company. I think I'm more in line with how you guys started. It's starting a small business, which is harder than a company. Companies have structure and
investors and
backing,
and it's
plans.
and the people running it's not their money, so they're just like, I'll get a new job. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like small business is usually the owners of the small business. They're so invested in themselves that they cannot fail, and if they fail, it directly hurts them as opposed to a company. You know,
Everybody
so
that believes in it.
It is embarrassing. Yeah, because then they label you like, oh, I knew he would fail.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, how many small businesses don't succeed? You know, like at least 70% or something like that. I mean, it's that hard. But so then it's like not even, you know, of course you like, and if you ask any successful entrepreneur too, they've failed 15 times before the one thing. I mean,
I start going. I hit it at the right time.
Still not there yet. And EC3, I wanted to talk to you about too, where like if you do the irony too, I've laughed about this because like if you do become successful and you know 20 years down the line, you'll look at yourself and you're like, I'm doing the same shit Vincent McMahon's doing.
Oh yeah,
because there's a bunch of wrestlers underneath you mad at you, and this motherfucker is making all this decisions. You're like, oh
and
my god,
I turned. You got the chains on. You're 60 years old.
I turned into what I hated, but it's like
this is the You're doing all the yelling and the weird shit.
but it feels good being that guy.
Then you push your wife out of a wheelchair. Then you're fucking you're pretending to fuck some cheat on her. Then the limo blows up.
Yep.
But then you're like,
you're running for Congress.
All this to turn into what I hated, which is a mind fuck.
Wow.
But
There was we did a loop of shows this first time traveling like far. We did Cleveland, we did Detroit, we did a show outside of Wisconsin, and like you know you can't plan for anything to go right. So a bunch of things go wrong, and manipulating the shows on the fly, and like everything still becomes successful. Maybe not super financially successful, but creatively and moving forward, and we learn like success. And I'm coming back, and I'm just like, the day after, I'm turning off, can't do anything. I woke up, I'm like, driving from Wisconsin back to Ohio, and I'm just like, ideas. And when my partner goes, you're power drunk. You're drunk with power now because you can manipulate these people to do what you want. It works. And I'm like, you're right.
So also, it's not like, you know, if you're a regular stressed out fat businessman, you know what I'm saying, like that, because you don't have to also keep up your physique.
That's an excellent question.
Which is a full-time goddamn
This
job.
morning-
Seth knows.
This morning, what part of the freak out too was like, oh my God, I'm going out of town tomorrow. I got to pack 3 days of food. I'm micromanaging. I got rice. I got chicken. I got shrimp over here. I'm like, I'm like thinking about all the other.
You don't just eat energy drinks and Mexican pizza like I do. Oh my God, they brought that thing back. I can eat again.
Oh, I didn't de-thaw. Oh, I didn't make the right protein pancake. I think I forgot I forgot to put protein in my pancake this morning. I'm like
that's why you're
out
off.
about
That's
it.
why
You
you're
can drink
off.
half of mine if you want.
So yeah, eating this way.
You want half my protein pancake?
Well, because it's things that normal people don't think about, because like you're
You forgot your food this morning. I had to go get you some. I got your wrap.
Yeah, but I don't have to keep up this ridiculous physique that takes I mean, it is, if not a full-time job, a legitimate part-time job, being as you know, keeping
Well, you're performing
physique.
too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're just like a storyline or we're gonna push this or push this person or here's what I came up with and we wrote this and this is good stuff. You're actually performing, which I think makes a difference.
What is your workout routine, just so people know?
Well, 4 or 5 days of cardio in the morning, 4 or 5 days of lifting, 1 or 2 days of deep stretching, some yoga. So I'm doing something every day. The micromanaging of the macros and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
how much water do you're hydrated?
Probably 2 gallons a day.
Yeah.
A little bit less.
And you
I
can't.
drank 2 gallons of Ghost Sour Patch Kids energy drink.
I've been staring at the energy drink the whole time.
It's so bad. It's
Straight
just so
He's,
bad.
he's off alcohol. He doesn't drink alcohol,
no.
but he's just fucking pounds that
But
shit.
I just pound the other poisons.
If there's a
Mountain
0
Dew.
by the carbs, it's not bad.
So
Yeah, that's from EC3.
let's talk about the business of professional wrestling, because like I know I put 2 and 2 together. I don't know that much about the business, but it's like, all right, you get viewers, you sell commercials, right? And that's where it comes. And then or you sell tickets to the show, and
there'll be merch rolled into that, I'm sure.
but there's
It
also
helps.
like paying, like it's a huge.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, paying all.
Are they all
the
independent
entertainers.
contractors or are they all under your...
Yeah, for every major corporation, everyone's an independent contractor. And then for us, we're on such a small scale, it's not even talking about contracts or anything like that.
Yeah.
We have core guys that we can build around, but we're also realizing how many young, young people that deserve a platform and talent, like, are sacrificing also for this because they can see the end goal in the big picture and hopefully have enough trust in me that I don't become this like shady businessman that used and exploited them and their hard work.
I like that
to
there's a
get us
chance,
here.
though, that it could happen.
There's always a chance.
I like that, too. We told that to Sam when she signed on. We're like, there's a chance this goes real bad.
Every one of these guys, I tell them, you can't trust anybody in this industry, and I'm telling you to trust me, but you still can't.
Oh, I like that.
Well, let's talk about the
It's like
wrestling
all movies
industry.
at the very end. I told you not to trust anybody. It's always the bad guy at the end that fucking happens.
As he's making you dig your own grave in the Nevada desert.
What did I say?
Well, the wrestling industry has had a reputation for, like, the wrestling promoter. I feel like it's kind of like synonymous with like a club promoter or any promoter, really.
I mean, it's got a carnival vibe to it. There's a reason they wrote it into Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
It reminded me at the beginning stages of MMA with the promoters for the
Yes.
very beginning of MMA.
Yes.
I was like,
And I kind of, compare to like solar. There's nothing wrong with solar and the technology. It's just the people that it attracts sometimes are not the most savory individuals.
Yeah.
Or like, and then I think the wrestling is the same thing. It's like wrestling in the pure entertainment form. There's nothing that's scammy about it at all. It's just then you get some bad apples that ruin it for people.
It's usually not the performance that you guys are putting on that is scammy. It's what's everything else behind the scenes.
We tell you, hey, we're not really fighting, guys.
Why did everybody know?
Right.
But so
that
going back,
pepperoni really went up my ass.
Hey, we had that guy in yesterday. Remember the guy?
Gorilla Blanco.
Yeah, Kenny Lester.
Kenny? You had him in?
Yeah,
Oh, he was in here?
He was in here yesterday.
Right where you were yesterday.
He had a fresh
Tell the
knee
couch had a dent in it.
Yeah, fresh knee transplant. He said he'd twist you up and spit you out.
he
said
still
you're
he
the biggest-
made up. Me and him kind of made up.
Oh, I didn't know you guys were fighting. I
I
was
didn't
making all
either.
of that
It
up.
was bad for a while.
Really?
Get him in here. Bring it, Kenny.
what happened?
Oh, everybody
I
hates
like
Kenny.
Kenny.
Now we're having to get the drama.
He had a leather fanny pack.
Yeah.
filled.
There was
And
for sure a gun in there.
Yeah, he had a leather fanny pack, and when we said
Oh,
that's where he
definitely
keeps
does.
his gun and steroids, his eyes went. We're like, oh,
So
how do
but-
I get steroids? I want steroids.
Well, going back
Talk to me
to
after.
shady promoters, I'm sure coming up in the wrestling industry, you dealt with a lot of them, right?
Yeah, and especially before the independents were more of a organized thing. Still they aren't, but definitely shady promoters. But I mean, what I get lose out on $20 here, 50 there. It's not like life or death, and it's lessons learned, and it's paying your dues.
It's got a stand-up comic vibe to it too, where it's
That
like-
would say yes. That's
yeah.
very much
Sometimes
so.
they don't even get like you'll go and I think earlier on I've talked to like amateur wrestlers who are like, yeah, I did it, and then the guy said he didn't have money for me.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
And that sucks because you go out there and you may not know that, and you I think, especially if you're younger, like you're saying, the younger impressionable people that are out there trying to do it, I think you have that zest and that energy. Like when you came to radio for the first time, your attitude was like really good.
No, yeah, but then
You would agree with that.
You get
I'm not
beaten
even
down
making-
by the
yeah, you
industry
do get
itself
beaten
because
down.
you start seeing the
And
reality.
that comes
of it.
back to his nothing matters
Yeah,
thing. You get
and-
enough nothing matters, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, you do get beaten out. And speaking of that, like it's interesting to me, like speaking about how like maybe WWE will morph your character into what they want. But I've heard countless stories about like their writers or whatever, they wanted a particular wrestler to be the heel, right? And then they're like, this is what you want. And the person, and even the person that's now famous would say like, I didn't think it was going to work, but I did it anyway because that's what they told me to do. And then no matter what they tried to be the heel and people were cheering for them. Like it was the exact opposite was
Right,
happening. So
right.
it's like, well, how much do the writers even fucking know? And how much is this happenstance? Like the crowd will all of a sudden just be like, we're going to cheer for this guy.
Yeah, it happened with New Day. I remember that. I think they wanted to.
It seems like
I think they wanted us to hate those
random.
guys, and then we didn't.
love them.
Yeah.
I think too. The creative aspect was broken, and that was another reason I started this. It's just creatively broken and just unoriginal and repeats the same ideas. And a lot of the people that are writing for it are people that never experience what an athlete or a talent or a person of this nature,
nerds.
of this character would go through and what they would overcome and strive to do and things like that. And they became too white and too black. Like there's no shades of gray. There's no context. Nothing matters. There's no long-term planning. So with your example where people are booing who they're supposed to be cheering or cheering who they're supposed to be booing, sometimes fans, and this is what I really wanted to focus on, they know what's real. They know, like, that guy has a shitty character he's being forced to play, but I know he's worked his ass off for 20 years to
help
get
him out,
here.
yeah.
Like, I know he's, tore his ACL twice. I know he tore his bicep. I know he had a bunch of injuries, and I know he went through that, and I know he went through that shitty time in that one company, and he came here, and I know he survived through this, and this. Like, I'm not going to believe he's a evil pirate. I know him as a man, and I appreciate what he's done. So fans can feel that, and it's authentic, and I think that's what's missing in wrestling. And what I want to bring, especially when you bring new people, and there's their reality, what really makes them want to do what they do.
It's insulting sometimes to your audience to force them. Like you're forcing, like I'll go back to your pirate gimmick you were using as an example, and you're forcing this thing, and you just keep forcing it, and then it's like somewhere like the audience is like, you're fucking insulting me. I'm not an idiot.
We're not buying this.
Yeah,
Get them a bigger boat.
Yeah, like even these nerds, and I'll call them that with love, like the guys that are super into it, even the guys that I don't like that do all the chants and stuff, that sometimes they ruin it for me. It's just like, even those guys though, but they're so passionate about it, and they're not idiots, and they have money, and they like this, and this is their hobby, and then you take a shitty gimmick and you go, this is what you get, and we're gonna, and no matter what you say, we're gonna make you get it. And then people are like, well, fuck this, we'll flip it on you. We're just going to start cheering for the gimmick you hate and then force you to change this. They did it with New Day's the only one I can think of recently, and it's not even recent. But
when Cena had his big, long stretch of being the top guy, it was 50-50 splits, kids and families cheering him and the hardcore fans booing him. But when I talked to him about that, he's like, how does that make you feel? He's like, you know what I don't hear out there? What? John, Peacemaker. What do you not hear out there? Indifference. It's like, as long as they're making noise, we're doing our job.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you're rich and famous and sweet.
Speaking of that, who are I know people don't want to ever talk bad about anybody, but who are some of the good ones in the industry that are legitimately nice people that care about other people?
Vast majority. Like, there's really very few like horrible. Yeah, honestly, the people that the most selfish and neurotic and obsessed. You talk about that one fan base who they probably attract themselves more because they think they're good people. More often than not, aren't. But the vast majority, like a John, was great to me as a nobody, coming up through a system, getting fired, staying in touch, being cool with him, working out at his gym. Coming back, just always checking in. Like, I got a text from him when I started this thing. He's like, good luck, man. Doing what you're supposed to do.
That's huge, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
like, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, does it get any bigger than that guy?
A legitimate
it does.
A-list.
Yeah,
are you busy? Can you come?
Right. Yeah. How about a guest spot? It's like, it'd be like if Joe Rogan, like, even, that's a bad example because we don't even do oddly the same thing, but I'm just saying in the media space, I mean, or Howard Stern or somebody saying, hey, good luck with what you're doing, or I like what you're doing, like that's really neat. That's cool, man.
There is, and too, when you talking about all the bad, what the good is when there's authentic moments of charity and giving, and you give people like a moment with their family that they'll never forget, or you do a special meet and greet with, a sick kid or something, It sounded so stupid the way I said that, but like, it's hard to talk about because it's so powerful for you and it gives you so much to want to keep going. So I think a good majority do good things.
Yeah.
And to reach that level probably means, like we say this with professional comedians that come through here, it's like 99% of them are super nice, genuine people.
Especially if they're really successful. Like if you're uber successful, like disgustingly successful. It's like sometimes we're like, it's because he's not a dickhead. That guy's a really
And if you were a dickhead, probably wouldn't be that successful. Like one of those things.
But then there is one caveat at the very end right above good person billionaire is bad person billionaire.
Which I do like.
Yeah, he's like just one. He's like 1 billion higher. He's like, I'm a dickhead. 100% dickhead.
And he's successful because he's a dickhead.
Now, I don't want to run out of time in first segment because I know we have kind of everything planned out today, but let's make sure we plug the event again and
and tell everybody just
what you're doing and
yeah.
how we can participate.
Well, first off, I'd love you guys to come to Control Your Narrative CYN live at the Tin Roof in Orlando, June 11th.
Tin Roof's a cool spot.
It is a cool spot.
Sam and I laugh because Tin Roof will do anything.
everything.
They do an event. They
We got
literally do
drag
everything.
brunch.
We're gonna get. I mean, there's $100. I know it sounds expensive in this shitty economy, but VIP meet and greet. But you get a food voucher. You get all these cool caveats. But then general admission's $20. Selling tickets is hard now too.
I might head out there because
What
I talked to
time-
my
what time
wife
does
and
it
it's
start?
$20, dude.
7:30.
GM's $20,
Oh, okay,
and
I'll
then
be done with my brother
I was
then.
looking at it with Andrea last
Bring 'em-
night, and
bring
for
'em all.
$100 you get to do a meet and greet, and like.
But
hang
for
out.
$20, just come. Just come for the 20.
Yeah.
I just want that room filled because we're filming for television, which is Pro Wrestling TV.
Cool.
And then we'll be developing our weekly show on that as that network launches. That is available on Roku. That is available on, Apple stores, all the places you
Oh, it's
get
like a little
apps.
Roku app of wrestling?
Yeah, and it's also
All
be
right.
a linear cable channel. So if channel 1567 is probably going to be Pro Wrestling TV. Oh, it's Control Your Narrative.
All
Cool.
wrestling, all this. Wow, I like that idea.
It's not, yeah, they have podcasts. They have a lot of
Cool. Very
banter.
cool. You have a podcast.
I do. I kind of, not like everybody has a podcast.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's,
true.
Trying to relaunch it, one huge flaw we have is trying so much shit at once and not sticking to one thing to make it work first before we move on. So yeah, we have
It
a
could be
podcast.
fun though, right?
Yeah, it would be fun if I wasn't having panic attacks.
That's
and
true.
bashing my head against the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, doing a lot of things that I'm familiar with this, but it
This is
seems
making
smart.
me laugh how much
Yeah.
like you just need a few more muscles, man, and then you're this guy.
Well, I have
You're
more time. I don't have
EC3.
to
You're-
work out.
And we call him TC3.
But that's
love
the
it.
thing. That's why I mentioned the workout thing because, like, I
I have an
feel-
app. I have a training app.
No,
You'll
really?
get his trading
Well,
app.
well,
TC3 means
Jo-
He
TC3.
won't
Join
do, he won't
dot-
do. He won't do it.
He'll do it. Watch
Dude,
it.
I'm gonna do.
I'll give you the
steroids.
first month free.
Something
Oh,
dumb.
Seth will be
Oh,
so
I tried-
mad if he does EC3s
Yeah.
instead of his.
Oh my God, it's
Oh, it's not my workout. I just want you to come
EC3
train, period.
versus Petro diet.
Well,
Are
my
you still
diet's
pushing the
different than-
Petro
yeah,
diet?
of course. I'm still
With the almond flour and the.
Oh God.
What is it?
bird seeds.
Yeah, the bird seed. The
I
bird.
believe the word you're looking for is
You're
bird seed.
really, really not pumped up today. You're very mellow. Seth,
I was
today.
being. I'm
Something's
not
wrong.
stepping on
You
toes.
have
I'm just-
another muscle
what do you
man
mean?
here.
I didn't know that's the way
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
math worked with
Yeah.
muscles.
I'm
The
just
higher
scouting,
alpha-
stepping on
Yeah, it's not supposed to cancel each other out. I
Well,
thought we were going to
easy-
have all the muscles.
Oh, I didn't want to be a dick and be like, oh.
No, I'm very curious about him. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah, don't be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't be
yeah.
curious about it.
EC3 is a
dapper.
higher alpha in the room,
Yeah.
so he
No,
knocks
no,
Seth
no.
down.
Who's the highest
he
alpha?
fights for real.
That's not how that
He
works.
fights for real.
Huh?
That's not how it works.
He doesn't
that's
fight
how
for
it
real.
works.
Alphas are usually respectful to other alphas and just let them do their
Yeah.
thing. And,
It's the
Yeah, but
iron
that-
sharpens
but-
iron.
Not the animal kingdom. They fight each other
Yeah.
for territory.
Or
but there's not a woman in here to fight over.
they, well,
Hey!
the
One that's not available.
the weaker
I'll buy you
lion
boobs.
just.
I don't need boobs. I got enough.
Yeah, I know. I just threw that out
The
there.
weaker lion shrinks a little bit because he's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
now a bigger lions. I'll just stay over here with all the girl lions.
All that matters is that I'll fuck you up. Shut up.
Oh,
God.
there it is. There
What
it
is
is.
happening today? Jesus
There's
Christ.
the testosterone.
Yeah, it's here. It's here, baby.
That's my problem. It's low right now.
Is that a weird?
Drink some of your concrete.
You got low testosterone today?
I've been having that problem. We've talked about this.
Got a weird black spot in it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's all like melanoma or something.
That's from Breaking a Bad, asshole.
Breaking a
What's
cancer
that?
bat? What is that?
So EC3. Before we go, I
Do
want
we
to
have to?
let's talk.
No,
about
we'll
Seth.
have you back for sure, man. For sure.
So Seth, the gentleman sitting next to you, I don't know if you remember this. Remember the guy that beat up Kimbo Slice back in the day? That's
Yeah.
this guy. Yeah. He had a good run
Yeah, I
back
thought you
in
recognized his ears.
2006 or whenever that was.
You got the
It's
Kimbo
covered-
ears.
It's covered up. It's covered up.
Oh, you got to cover the show
Can't see
your
it.
ears.
So, but then
That's fine.
Oh, I knew I recognized
he
you.
did make a run at trying to be a professional wrestler.
They're trying. Oh, professional wrestler. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you were about to get that
No,
smoke,
thought you
son.
said
you were
fight. I
fine.
was
No,
like,
no,
fuck
no.
you.
You were about to give him the
No, you
smoke.
were-
Oh, I was a little upset.
You're a professional
The thing
wrestler.
about, if you breaking into the industry, is it's so shady and it's so tricky, and then you're probably with the wrong people and stuff like that.
Well, I was with NXT, so that's what.
But
gave
you
me the
started
push.
with them then, right? So you got
No, you were just a trainer.
No,
You
no,
were-
yeah, I was the instructor. I was the jiu-jitsu and
Don't let him.
kickboxing
Don't let him
coach.
lie to you.
Coach,
Yeah, yeah.
coach.
This
But
guy
then
is a
he-
Brandon Schaub of lies over here.
Oh, no.
But I'm curious to like what.
Not a liar. I shouldn't say that. I know you take that seriously.
Like so
don't beat me up, bro. I'm just an Elfa.
So
If I'm
advice.
mad
Like
at you, I hit him.
like so if now Seth's successful dojo owner. He runs.
You have to say it so dojo.
He does say it.
I was gonna say dodo.
like it's a club.
I'm trying to be respectful.
the JoJo.
Well,
I
the
don't say
dojo
it
is
like
my
that.
passion project. The MMA gyms are my bread. You know, that's
yeah,
my.
When you're
My passion
explaining
is
you're
my dojo.
losing, just say you own a dojo.
No, I
You
didn't
say it so
like that.
clowny.
No, I didn't.
Why do you say it,
Fucking
Clown?
clowns.
Well, they're hard to take serious.
It is. Show them your ears.
Anyway, no. So anyway, but if Seth did want to pursue like professional wrestling, I feel like
control your narrative.
Well-
You could be the hypochondriac.
that's what I've been saying for you.
I had my thing for a little bit.
Hypochondriac attack.
I got more concussion.
Oh!
See?
He'll be a mute.
I
know
I got a lot of
I got more concussions
concussion.
training like in pro wrestling than I did in MMA.
Right? We're
It's
brain dead.
fucking
We
awful.
suck.
That's why I stopped.
It's
Well,
horrible.
it's because
It's
you
like,
Why
guys.
do you think I'm nuts?
Yeah, because it's because it's again and again and again and again and moonsault and this and that and you fall on your head and break.
everything.
It's
It's
too much. It's too much.
And there's technique involved, but when you're performing and you're performing at such with passion and you're entertaining, that things happen. You hit your head, and then you
the
can't just be like.
adrenaline keeps you going too,
Like,
and a lot of these guys
well,
power through the.
Well, let's talk
wow.
about and you're the performer in you. Like professional sports, you hit your head. The trainers run out. They stop the game. They're like,
if you
okay,
did that in
everybody-
wrestling, I'd be like, "Boo! You're
Yeah,
ruining
yeah,
my show!"
exactly.
Boo!
Because the body or the audience would be mad if they're like, "Hold on, this guy really got a concussion. Stop the show. You can't do it." And I know you will never do that because,
Because it's our job to not do
it's
that.
your job to keep performing. Although,
Well, he might do it now because he owns a company. He's got to keep his guys safe.
I think you probably push past it,
opposite.
even
the
though.
opposite. He's
Well,
like,
how'd you
fucking
get
work.
your first bad concussion? I'm sure that's.
First bad one is hard to remember, but when you started talking about it, it just popped in my head real fast. My worst was we had this big match in New York, Brooklyn, I think. Built up nicely, full house.
Was that the NXT Brooklyn deal?
It was, yeah.
That was a great show.
And I got my head rocked on the thing.
Turnbuckle?
The stage, like the iron stage, like
Oh.
a DDT on it, kaboom. And then just darkness, and I woke up in a trainer's room, and they're going, "Do you know where you are?" And I was like, "Shit, no." And that was like, it changed me as a person in that moment, because like,
When you have
hard to talk
amnesia,
about.
Scared.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I know
that's
exactly how I
really
feel.
like
That's
when
my
to
last fight.
hear
I
it
would-
actually put
Did
like
he just
that
tap
is not
you
at
out?
all.
Did he
No, I wrestled the whole match.
So you had no memory of it.
None. Zero.
So you
But you
carried
got-
through, and then they just
yeah,
laid
and
you
it
out.
wasn't like subpar for sure, but,
Sure.
but got through without hurting the other person. But yeah, it was just dark. Like,
How you kept going after that?
Well, you've
was
done that.
insane.
You
I've had
have
that
so
for my
much in
last fight.
common with EC3 because this guy's the king of concussions. Hard Rock
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky-
too.
He's
Yeah,
the
he's a
king
king.
of Kentucky too.
He's
He
definitely-
wrapped a chain around his neck and then stuffed himself in a barrel, and then we crowd surfed him around Hard Rock Live. And then when he came back, he's purple and his head had been punched by multiple fat dads out there punching you in the head.
Well, you do start looking. You're like, well, old age will. Who knows what it'll bring,
Right.
but it's probably I'm not going to remember where my slippers are. Like, like the chances.
I think that's the least of your worries.
You might leave the hose on and flood the garden. Yeah.
30-year-old Tommy's going to walk in and I'm not going to recognize, but like, you think about that stuff. Like,
Who
you're
are
like,
you? Where's my son?
it affects people differently,
Yeah, it does.
and some people it affects really bad. But back to professional wrestling, like it's one of those like things where you get a lot of concussions, and then the show must go on. But that's how you hurt yourself more.
Oh, yeah.
And then so how do you combat that? How do you like safeguard yourself from that?
I would say WWE was very cognate for a long time recently about protecting people with concussions and not allowing them to work without going through rigorous processes and testing and things like that. And you take a baseline test when you're signed, and then if you ever get one, you have to equate or exceed the test result to ever come back. So they very much, if they see something, they will pull quickly. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, you don't know what's going on, and you just keep going. And they're not sending people out. They have, I think, recently, but they're they do everything they possibly can. So kudos to them. On the other levels, I think society's well aware of the repercussions and the context of concussions, but it's hard to say how protective. But nobody's on any level throwing anybody out there that's hurt. And then if anybody is hurt, it's on them to say they're hurt.
Well, that's the thing, though, because I can imagine if I was a professional wrestler and they have changed protocols and they're trying to follow society, or like, hey, these people are getting hurt. Like, what are you doing? But you, as a business, and a lot of these wrestlers, like, you get forgotten about. You're out of the limelight. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine getting a concussion, hiding it because I don't want to be out the next. I don't want to miss my chance. One guy slides in, and then I just fucking don't tell.
This is for all sports, by the way. Like whether it's MLS soccer here in town, I've seen that when the protocols come through, there are people that are trying to skirt around the rules and get in early or
because
themselves.
I've done that.
Yeah, I imagine
after that one I just talked about, there was another one later. It was on the main roster. I know I had one, but I was like, I'm making money. I'm on the road. I can't lose this spot, even though it's horrible and it sucks. And I kept going and I kept going and I kept going. And then one day I showed up at TV and the doctor saw me and look how tan I am. They're like fish white, and they're like, you okay? And I was like, no. And then did the test and I was all discombobulated. Sent home, recover. Took so long. When I get back, there's a pandemic and I'm fired. So what a time, huh?
So
that's what made me insane. For the better.
So it is. It's cool that you started your own thing, and I enjoy anybody who goes out on a limb and takes a chance and decides like, hey, I'm gonna try this.
This is a
because
compliment.
A lot of people, it's scary.
Sounds good.
It's a compliment. Seeing your stress and your little freak out this morning, I'm not belittling it. I'm just saying it helps me to see someone else freak out because we do exactly what you were doing. So to see you have a thing where you're like, I'm really stressed out this week, I'm like, that makes me feel better because we were just having this conversation.
Honest to goodness, this conversation has helped me get out of it, and I'm like really excited.
Well, we'll have you back, man.
That's why I do
definitely
it.
have you back.
It's therapy here.
Yeah.
And we got to talk to the Tin Roof people too. But Tin Roof, June 11th. I want to make sure I say this. Get your tickets. I'm going to try to come out there. It's the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
I'll try to come out there and maybe bring my wife. That would be fun. She loves the wrestling.
Tell her to bring a 30-year-old brunette from here.
Okay. All right.
Single, no kids.
She could. And see, he stays in his lane. What about you with the teens?
He's too old.
30. Seth is like,
Seth is like, ew.
he like 22.
I've changed. I get it.
I'm still. I can't get over it.
You know what makes me mad?
Sorry.
That,
yet.
when I see like entrepreneurs like that are seemingly stress-free, and like you see the Mr. Beast out there, he's like, I'm having fun. I just gave away an island. I'm like, where's your stress, Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Why aren't you freaking out?
Because EC3 was on our couch and he's pounding his head and he's like, I'm going to kill you all if I can't figure this out.
Yeah, this makes me feel better. I'm like, oh, he knows. EC3 stressed out. I'm stressed out. Good. Mr. Beast, he fucking giving away an island.
My stress is gone, actually.
No, well, mine's still here.
Breathing. As an athlete, I'm terrible at breathing, and I'm trying to incorporate that. I was trying that today. I don't know if you know. Like, I was trying that shit. Then I start fucking panicking.
Yeah, no, that's a technique.
That is, but I do the 4 second. I got taught the 4 second ones. You inhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, hold, exhale 4 seconds. It's 4 second count beats.
Now mine's 4 seconds in, 5 second hold, 6 second exhale.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, the 4, 5, 6.
It's an odd number. I don't like it.
Yeah, you go, you'll 4, and then you hold for 5, and you exhale for 6.
I take my anger and I push it down, and then cancer polyp.
right on the anus. Right on the rectum.
And then I'm like, oh, one popped out.
Let's take a little break. Hey, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, guys.
We
That was
really
a lot of
appreciate
fun.
it. June 11th, Tin Roof. And where can people just go to your website and check
At
out?
The Real EC3 on Instagram, on Twitter. I never use it. On Facebook, Control Your Narrative on Facebook. At Control Your Narrative on Instagram. ControlYourNarrative.co, because I was too cheap to buy the .com at first.
He's an honest
I didn't
businessman.
realize it was cheaper to just get the CO.
Oh, it was it was like
M's are expensive.
$2,000 difference. But I
did not
did
know that.
I did buy the .com. I just have to build the website around it, which is another.
This is what we
stress.
say. You're saying all the same things we say. The same stuff. Wait till you get your app. Oh, pain in the ass.
Oh, no,
Everybody's
it's
going to
being
hate it. Oh, they're all
developed.
going to hate it.
It's being
As soon as you put it out, they're going to shit all over it. Oh, fuck you, Dan. I'm like, I got no more money.
Oh, I can't wait to notify people crazy shit. New rant from EC3. What else? Yeah, you have to. And for the training app, join.freeec3.com. Promo code AWAKE gets you your free first month free. I make your diet, I make your nutrition. It's very civilian based. It's not like Alpha athletes. Like
Oh
us.
yeah, not all birds.
If he wanted it, he'd be like, he'd
It's
laugh
hard.
at it.
Yeah. Are you going to laugh at it? Don't laugh at it.
No, he wouldn't laugh at it. He'd
We're
be
having
like,
a good time.
well, I could do this and then 10 more things. Plus, where's my post workout? Yeah, he would know.
Oh, they're going to fight in the break.
we're
This guy
not.
wouldn't have gone.
I'm
This
saying
guy's
it's not
not
for him.
I'm agreeing with him.
Oh. I wanted
I mean,
you
we're
guys
gonna fight during the break regardless, but
Yeah.
we're agreeing.
EC3 will win.
Yeah, I
Bigger
think
muscles.
so.
Bigger. I
Way
look at him
bigger.
like a tanner.
There's
too.
less cancer in
Gotta look
EC3.
I
pale
went to the
compared.
beach. I went to the beach last weekend too.
Did
It's because
you?
I started putting lots of sunblock on.
That'll
I
cause
got
cancer. That'll cause cancer.
Hey,
Yeah, I know, but I get the
No,
certain
yes,
time.
it does.
It does.
I went to the beach this weekend too. I went to go clear my head, get away from it all.
Yeah, I did that too, and then got more stressed.
Yeah. Then,
What beach? It depends.
I went to. Here's my
gotta
mistake.
go
I went
to
to
nude beach.
PCI,
What's that?
Postcard Inn in St. Pete Beach.
Oh, Postcard Inn. That's good. I went there like
Oh my God, they're
3 months
brothers.
ago.
Yeah, but then it was like a flesh pit, and like people
Oh,
did, and
really?
like
What's a flesh pit?
like people just grinding.
Oh, I like that.
Sounds
Oh,
great.
I like grinding. Yeah,
It
who
was,
like-
but
who
I'm
doesn't
like-
like grinding?
It was in that moment I realized I'm sick of this shit. I've done it. And
Hold on, I
just-
want to go to Grind Beach. Hold on,
Where
I would
can
take-
this
you never
alpha
do
male
that.
hit up Grind Beach? Because I got a little
When I
dick
would
and I'm
take-
working the
When I
grind.
would take walks and lay on the beach alone, I was perfect. I was around
Walking's
people.
for people that are fit. I just
All-
want to sit and have someone grind on this elf.
All great thoughts are conceived while walking. That's Nietzsche.
We do have to take a
Okay.
break. So
All right,
here
bye.
is, just listen to this, and we'll be back right after this punk rock band.
I shouldn't hold my breath, thinking I'm not any other. What did I think I had? Every time I think about it,
Welcome back.
That was abrupt.
I'm the alpha male, Dan Dennis. Man, why haven't I thought of that until now? Welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Tom, real quick, we're doing
Which mic
our,
are you on now? Did you move to his mic?
You okay? What's going on back
What are
there?
you doing?
So
It's soaking wet.
It's
Well, you
soaking-
sprayed it down with a gallon of Lysol.
Why did you do that?
Oh, the
What are you
baby.
doing?
Why did I sprayed this?
Wait, what's wrong with you?
You
Why?
sprayed the whole thing.
No, I did not. I
Why are
sprayed
you
this
sitting in
only.
the
alpha sweat.
What is it? Alpha sweaty. EC, what do you? Did you put on some sweet sweat? I used to
He
cut
just
weight.
came from the gym, he said.
Oh, that's why.
You just worked
I'm
out.
moving over here.
You work out in the gym with sweat all the
Yeah, I
time.
remember that's when I'm
EC3
working out.
Slap his hat off.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, beat him up.
if you guys start
Punch
fighting,
him right in the cock.
I
he's
could
too
do nothing.
nice.
You told me to.
Oh no!
Oh, no, I mean
No,
it.
no,
Yeah.
sir. It couldn't be that
He
way.
farted. He farted.
Come on,
He just
I'll
farted.
sit there. I'm a like.
Hey,
I-
switch seats.
Put your hand right here.
EC3
Soaking
farted.
wet.
I'll sit there. I don't
Lick it,
care.
Tom.
The
See ya.
alpha spectrum
Oh,
is
he's
EC3.
leaving. Oh, he's mad.
Then me, then Seth. Because
whatever.
Wait, no.
no sweat doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
that's-
I'll sit right there. I'll lick it.
Hold
You
on.
guys do it.
I'll
Seth,
lick it.
I've worked out in the jungle before.
Yeah.
Everybody's sweating all over the place. You
I am
roll
totally
around and-
fine. I will wrestle all day. I'll do jujitsu all day, and I'm sweating. Guys, sweat drips in my mouth. It doesn't bother me.
See, this is
for some
why-
reason when I'm in normal clothes, hanging out, I don't like touching wet things.
Yeah,
especially
once you're dry,
Once
you don't
you're
really
dry.
want to.
Okay, hold on
Well,
a
I'm just-
second. You guys are
I'm
some
with
babies.
him. I'm with him.
I do
In
look,
normal clothes,
I can't.
you're in cutoff
He's
jean
fresh
shorts.
and clean. He
I
doesn't
know,
want
I'm
to
fresh
see
and
another
clean. Suit.
person's sweat.
You're
It's fine.
wearing.
It can't be
you're
that
wearing.
sweaty.
Goddamn.
Hold on,
You're
let me
wearing
check.
brown jean shorts or gray jean shorts. Oh yeah. Oh wow. It's a lot. It's a lot. Wow. It's a lot.
Oh,
Okay, there's quite a bit.
you guys seen Coming to America,
That is
right?
quite a bit.
We're gonna have to wipe that.
You guys
down.
remember the Soul Glow where they're all three guys are sitting on the couch and they get off the couch and they're just dripping
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the Soul
the Soul
Glow.
Glow. I
You guys
remember
remember
that,
that part?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're racist.
That's right. There's nothing to do with
Oh,
it.
man.
This is just the EC3
88.
version.
88. Don't say it. What's
88
happening?
it's about 88 pounds of sweat right there.
Stop. What is happening?
Well, to be fair, the air conditioner went up to 85 degrees
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, 88 degrees.
This thing has got some good range though.
And he's
This-
stressed
this-
out.
yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's good. Just extend the arm. You're fine.
I got it.
It'll dry. It's fine.
So, Seth,
I haven't had that much sweat on the couch since Big Tim was here last.
Let's talk about something. You mentioned
talk
that.
You don't want to talk?
No, I said, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the
I know it's
breast.
gonna make
Let's
fun
talk
of me.
about how he wanted to do an ab picture with EC3, but he couldn't because he had belly hair.
Yeah, you like.
I should have asked him.
No,
I feel bad.
he said
I didn't shave my belly.
Me want to do ab photo with EC3, but me no shave. Me sad.
And then he pulled up his shirt and rubbed his little stubble.
and then they made noise. They're like,
Because I wanted to see
it's
how
like
hairy
touching
it was.
the end of a guitar wire that somebody snipped.
So you mentioned that you want to buy a breast augmentation for a new employee.
Christ.
Which
I was hoping you weren't getting these for your soon-to-be wife Tracy.
Well, there you go.
What?
I offered her a full-time job, paying what she's paying now at her full-time job.
But
which
she
is
wants a
good
breast
money.
augmentation.
Maybe.
She has lovely. I
I've seen 'em.
don't think I'm out of turn in saying that because I have seen them.
She does have amazing breasts.
Some
Yeah.
would say that I start every morning looking at those, and some would say that your beach trip this weekend. I told Tom to do an old pension
No,
zoom.
come on.
Got to do the old pension zoom.
I remember the picture.
so
I didn't see it. I'm going to go look now.
so
Well,
you
look.
On mine or her?
so you're
on
talking about
hers?
On yours.
Tracy. You're not talking about a stranger.
Yeah, I'm talking about Tracy.
Okay, see, we thought you were
Yeah.
just
I thought you were just
auditioning
giving
random
away to
women
some
for
Well,
boob
if
My
Tracy-
mom
if
is like
Tracy
her new
doesn't-
receptionist, and she's like, I got brand new Fakos from Sam.
If Tracy doesn't want it, then I'll put the offer for somebody else. But I offered her first.
Oh my
but
God, you're
But,
such a weirdo.
but why?
Why are you such a weirdo?
I'm joking. It's for Tracy. It's only for Tracy. I'm never.
What
buy
does
boobs
she
for
want
somebody.
one?
She's open. She's like, yeah, I would like. She's looking at pictures and she's kind of into it. So I'm like,
Oh,
You
I-
brought it up.
Is she looking at pictures that you're showing her?
She's open to it. That means she didn't bring
it.
it up.
no, it's weird. It was okay. I said something first, like something dickhead, of course, at the beginning of a relationship about you're the first girlfriend that I've had that without fake breasts. But I didn't mean that. I
Oh,
want,
that's a classic.
But I didn't mean for that I wanted her to get it.
They love that. They
But
love
I didn't.
that.
But I didn't mean for her that I wanted her to get it.
You first girl did not have fake boobs.
Because her boobs are
These gross. These gross.
no.
So you mentioned
Boobs
that
are always
I
better
mean,
when
maybe
they're
she's
big
not
and
fully developed
No,
yet. We
no,
might want to wait a couple years.
I
She's
think
got buds.
Yeah, thank you. Don't be squishing the buds; you'll degrade the growth.
Yeah.
I like
a woman
I like
has to
the
grow
way-
into her body.
I personally, I like the way that I've had many fake, and I've had many because I've slept with a lot of ladies before Andrea, and I like the way that regular, fleshy, fattier boobs feel. I like the
Okay.
I like the feeling of a. I like them heavy. But I like,
Squishy.
Yeah,
and this
heavy.
is just me. I am not anti breast
it.
augmentation. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you feel comfortable. And ladies, it's your body.
Yeah.
But I don't think I didn't hear her. She came to me and said she wanted one, and then we started discussing it. It was more like you said something. If I'm correct, you said something like an asshole.
Yeah, that was an asshole. But it was a long time ago, and then nothing was ever brought up.
I'm sure she forgot all about it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, women forget things easily,
That
right?
make their
Tim?
bodies
I'm not
insecure.
saying I'm
Yeah,
a perfect person.
I'm not
I've never heard
Yeah,
you say
don't ever say that.
I did do.
But I don't think she even needs it.
No, she
That's
don't
what I'm
need it.
saying. Based on
No,
the pictures I've
they're
seen.
not small.
She doesn't need it,
No,
but I'm
they're
not
not
going to
small.
stop her if she wants one, and I will be that person
That's
to buy
fair.
them for her.
I think that's fair.
It's her choice. I'm not pressing it on her, but I will say that I would try to get a 2-for-1. Like I'll do a BBL too, and a.
What's a BBL?
She doesn't need a BBL either. She has a nice ass.
You're gonna ruin something. Oh my god.
All I said
You want
was.
a Kardashian.
No, I do not want it. No,
That's what you're going to turn her
Yeah.
into.
No, I don't
Well,
want that.
Leave her natural.
Yuck. Yeah.
I
she's
do like the
fine.
Still
natural.
young.
She's perfect. I know.
When she gets old, then buy all
Yeah.
of
Wait till she's like my age.
So
Well,
talk
I'll just
about
do
Wait
it.
till she's like 45. Like what is it? Palace of Versailles. She's walking around with a bunch of peepee dogs.
I won't know her then.
Why did you say that like an old man? Did you hear? He goes, I won't know anything. Your voice changed. You sound like a
true.
fucking old man. You went to your real voices. I won't know anything. Oh.
And it's not because I don't want it. It's because I'll probably be dead. That's what I meant by that. Not because I'm going to break
Why
up
would
with
you
her.
be dead?
Because 60s, that'll probably be.
Why do you think that? I just came from my cardiologist yesterday because I've been having these dizzy spells where I'm going to fall down and pass out in the bushes outside.
Your ejection fraction is probably low in your heart.
It's no, they tested everything and he's
No,
like,
yeah.
yep, you're just
Crazy.
He's like, yeah, it's all in your brain. You're just you're nut.
That's what they say.
You're nuts.
And then you're like, I know. Like, I've done this
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And then I walked out. I kid you not. The black nurse lady that was there, she's so sweet, and she's been with this particular doctor a very long time. This lady and this doctor both knew my parents as the same cardiologist. And as I was leaving, she looked at me. There he goes, baby. There you go. Always so damn sad.
So
She's so sweet. Always makes me feel good.
you want Tracy to be your
Yeah, so
receptionist.
this is the thing. So I'm so big, like I can't keep up with all, like I can't do all the marketing, all like the inventory stuff. I can't do like all the lesson plans, all the teaching, student retention. There's just so much stuff. You know, we just talked. You guys just got done talking about business.
Not
building
working hard
business.
enough.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
But I am, and I'm doing it. And I am, but
I
I am.
never
if
say
you
I can't do it.
If you were more
I'm not
just
saying
know
I
it.
can't. I am doing it, and I can do it. But wouldn't it
maybe
be better
a little
if I
more
could?
dojo, a little less breast augmentation.
Yeah, well, wouldn't it make more sense if I could pay her what she's getting paid now, free her schedule up a hell of a lot more, and maybe do something a little more fun for a living and help me at the same time? You know, it all work. You know,
It might destroy your
What
relationship.
it might.
exactly-
Yes, it might. Yes, and
Yeah.
it did destroy my marriage. But
Wow. So you have the case study in front of you.
yes, but just because it didn't work
Exhibit
one
A
time,
is the Smoothie King experiment.
she is much different than my ex.
Don't even compare. They love that. They love that. Don't even
What
bring
are
it
the
in.
job duties that she's going to be having to do?
Wait a minute. He has to stop laughing at duties.
Yeah. Give him a beat.
Now, hiring your girlfriend to work for you sounds like a good
Did
idea.
you notice
and
that I didn't say girlfriend? I said soon to be wife. I'm channeling that.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
channeling
he
that.
hasn't
of course.
proposed.
I'm putting that
I
out
know.
there.
So,
No, I know, but
idea.
I'm putting the energy out there. I'm doing
let's
it
go back
I
because
wouldn't be with her right now if I had not. Thinking
she is
about
a very
doing something.
sweet person. She's one of the only people that, like, when I decided to pull back from drinking, that actually wrote me like a little note to say, like, "Hey, I'm really proud of you." Like, it was like really meant a lot to me.
She did.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you guys-
she's texting.
very
really?
nice. It wasn't through text. It
Slid
wasn't
through the
text. It was
DMs.
just on one of those dating apps that I'm on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, no,
so
she don't
what
like
is-
she don't like alpha men.
See, what does she have to do? Because in my experience, when when the old rich guy
It might have been her. It may have
hires
been another listener. I don't know.
hires his young trophy wife or
I
girlfriend,
like that.
they just sit and do nothing.
Wait a
because
minute.
of the
Oh, no,
they know that the old rich guy, they're because it's the relationship is not now boss employee, it's now boyfriend girlfriend too, and there's no way anybody can emotionally separate that.
It gets muddy.
It
Yeah.
will,
It's
and I know it will.
impossible.
I like what you said.
And then
But I just feel like if anybody can work it out, we could work that out as long as she's up for it. Like as long as she
how
wants
much
to do
power does
you're
she
the most
wield?
stable person I've ever met, so maybe this or this is a goddamn
I mean,
worst
it's
idea.
gonna
I've
go
ever
Not
one of
for
the two
nothing,
ways.
she did already move out of your house, so she couldn't live with you. So maybe don't work with her.
I was less her and more the animals.
Animals.
still been
I
a
saw
thing.
the picture on the beach of
It's-
her dog. Her dog is a dire wolf from Game of Thrones.
cute.
Have you seen that thing? It's humongous.
It's the only
how
thing
many
that I couldn't.
animals?
That's the only thing that we couldn't relax on the beach, and she knows. She agrees. She knows this is an issue with
That
us.
dog is taller than I am.
we could
Just-
not relax on the beach with that dog.
You can't say that.
She hates the dog.
Yeah, you gotta.
And I
hates
love
the dog.
dogs, and you know
I
how
know.
much I
I
love
know you
animals.
do. I know you do.
And everybody
What
else
if
in
you
the whole,
buy,
and
like,
all our
is
friends,
it-
everybody
is
knows
it like
that
a
this dog-
training issue? Maybe just
It's a dire
training.
wolf, for Christ's sake. The thing is,
Shoes
it's the
in my
biggest
house.
dog I've ever seen.
It's just a dog that does not belong in Florida and does not belong in a house. It belongs working, herding
Oh, make
sheep.
the dog work for you. You said the
Yeah,
dog
super
belongs
cute.
working. You solved your own problem. You're a genius. Get the dog the breast augmentation. No one's ever done that. That'll make the news. Get more signups for the dojo because you are the only dojo with a dog with fake tits.
and then she has
That's brilliant. I don't, take it or not, but that's fucking brilliant.
Bone make the shirts.
I got so
Oh,
many
no.
good fucking ideas. EC3, if you want people to come to your wrestling event, get Seth's dog with fake tits out there. As a ring girl, it's holding up the thing. It's a, look at that dog's tits, and then suck the dog's tits.
Jesus
You say, look at
Christ.
those bitches' tits,
Yeah,
right?
look at that
Yeah.
bitch's tits, and you're allowed to say that's
Yeah,
the
you're
shirt.
allowed to say it.
That's the shirt. It says, "Look at that bitch's tits," and it's
Yeah.
got Tracy's dog but only the top set. Only the top set are fake. Everything else are those saggy purple dog tits that hang down for the puppies.
So they just had babies. And
Sorry, I was holding it all in for the first segment because they were too serious about muscle business. I had too much built-up muscle business inside of us.
So, a lot of anxiety
Yeah.
during that first segment.
Oh my! there was a split second when he was on the couch.
When he started saying he was
grabbed his
crazy?
head, he goes, "There's I'm having a mental breakdown." I'm like,
I
this
literally started
motherfucker-
looking at the
This
exits.
motherfucker's gonna kill us.
Because you heard about this one this week. It's about Chris Benoit. And I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit.
Oh,
I gotta get
yeah.
out of here.
I felt safe because Seth's
No,
here.
not me.
I'm like,
Oh, I didn't
Seth,
see that.
Man,
I wasn't here
Seth's
at that
gonna
time.
walk out the door. Seth's gonna be, I ain't time for this. He's driving.
I'm not
home. He's
getting paid for it. I would,
Yeah,
if you give me
no,
money,
you
if
protect
he starts
us.
going crazy killing him, you better like $500. Kill him. Okay. I'll jump on and choke him out.
$500, that's cheap.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
about right.
You'll do it for 300.
That's true.
And a cock ring.
Don't let him talk to you.
No,
like
it's
that.
true. It's true.
I'm like, oh, he already beat his head too much. He can't do his job anymore. Fuck it. Anyway, so back to Tracy becoming
Oh,
your secretary.
Yeah.
Now, I know, it's what gets overconfident.
Not my
people.
secretary. She will be the dojo manager.
Well, hold
See,
on.
that's a lot of
Well,
work,
that is.
though.
I was gonna say
No,
that
it's going to be a lot of
anybody that thinks that is an easy job is insane.
Well, my
'cause-
point was that you were saying that it'll free up her schedule a bit. And
No.
everything you named did not sound like
no,
it was
it'll
gonna
tighten
free
her schedule.
No, but it'll help because I need her schedule free to help me at the dojo.
But she
a lot
works
of
a day
times.
job, right? She does her art. She works a day job.
Yeah, she does her art, just for fun.
Just for
now.
fun.
Just for fun. now.
But
And
what's her?
She works for Penske. She's a
Okay,
manager
nice.
at Penske. She's
Now-
some type of manager at Penske.
Obviously,
I don't ask too many questions to Andrea either
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter.
And then she tells me all the things, and I listen to half of it.
I do that too.
I don't know about relationships, as you guys
We know.
But I have been married for quite some time.
You've
so-
been able to hold it
so-
in the yeah. You are the most successful married person here in terms of length.
So at least
'cause
I
you just-
I have that, and okay.
There's no
So
spine.
when I often see my wife do something, whether running a family is kind of like running a business a little bit. You make decisions for your kids and like for the household and stuff. And then people have to. Some people will have to run it by themselves, but some people they run it together with their spouse. And so
here's a fun fact. Our wives think that they run this with us.
Oh.
They do.
Yeah.
They say it all. Does your wife say it? My Andrea was always saying, "Well, it's a partnership, the four of us." I'm like, yeah, right.
I do not.
Well,
consider-
you cheat on me one time, and I'm bringing the fucking hammer. You're getting nothing.
Well,
Absolutely
I don't know.
nothing.
She owns
Legally,
half of it.
legally,
No,
it would be.
no.
She's a quarter owner,
I've been
technically.
hiding shit. Like my dad hid money. Why do you think my mom was okay when he died? My dad hid money like a fucking gangster. I'm doing it too.
So anyway, back to being in a relationship.
Don't look at the drop down.
I often, and speaking of relationship, kind of like a business or whatever. So we're running this business together, the Van family business, and I see my wife make business decisions for the family that I disagree with.
Okay.
Lots of times,
all right.
lots of times.
So you're saying this Seth will be dealing with this?
Or I see certain situations.
Can you give us
where,
an example?
where I look around and I'm like, there seems to be a lot that needs to be done here, and she's sitting on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
So
I hate
Yeah,
that.
and I'm saying there's a lot of
Wait,
laundry.
so you have that too?
Yeah, if
yeah.
I'm like in the shower doing something and I come out and she's just laying on the bed and there's a whole pile of laundry, I'm like, come on, babe, like help me out a little bit. So
I'll tell you what you gotta do.
You
I'll
say
te-
so. Okay, well,
I'll tell you what you got to do.
I jokingly say it, but
What I do is
I
I
hope
walk
no
over
one
to the
hears
bed. I'm to give you a serious way you handle this. I walk over to the bed. Andrea's piled up the laundry. I'm guessing as if to let me know I'm supposed to fold it. And then I just take it and I push it all on the floor and then I get in bed. You got to try it. You got to try it.
well, some people run their
See, I can't
businesses
do that.
differently.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm a different owner.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I can't do that because all the laundry's on the dog's crate and not on the bed. I just get in the bed and the laundry's still sitting there.
So
Got too
anyway,
real. Got too real.
my point being is that I damn sure don't fucking say anything because
No.
if I did,
It's gonna go poorly.
it's gonna go poorly for me. Like I don't even now for the business, it would probably benefit the business if I did say anything because maybe she would do something about it. Now, by the way. I'm sure she sees 10,000 times more ridiculous decision making and horrible, all the stuff. To
Well, I
me,
mean, she
on your
probably
side,
does.
I just can't think of
She
one
just
of them.
looks out front. Oh, no, like your
You asked her,
constant
but no one's
addiction to
answered.
digging.
Oh,
I mean, like I know
yeah.
for a fact.
No,
Sam
no.
and I had a conversation about your digging addiction. It's not even. It's a purposeless.
to it.
You.
I
don't
have
know
to
why
do
you're-
it. Anyway,
see, you're addicted.
No, I'm
I
trying to
don't
fix
know
it.
why you don't hire a person that knows how to navigate routes.
You pay for
a-
other dumb shit. Why
Yeah.
don't you just pay for
Dude,
this?
you
This
pay
is
for-
literally ruining your hands.
You pay all. You pay for all the dumb
I
shit.
know. Okay.
We
Yeah,
bought.
see, he doesn't want to hear the truth about his
We
addiction.
bought
Back to
wacky.
Seth.
His
Okay, back to Seth.
addiction.
Oh, come on, this is fun.
Addiction.
No. So my point being is, in your real business, when it's not just a relationship business, if
By the way, you should not compare your relationship to a business, but go ahead.
I'm just, it's kind of
yeah, that's
like
what
a
it
fun
is.
business. It's an
It's like-
analogy.
Like a
It
fun business.
should be a loving relationship.
Well, it is. It's like Fazoli's. It's a fun business.
you could be in,
breadsticks.
you could be in
I
love,
used to
but
love
you still have
Fazoli's.
to run your life like a business, right? There's money, and then there's decisions, and there's
Yeah.
happiness.
When you're
and-
married, it's like more of a business.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're
It's
just
a
dating,
partnership,
it's not so
yeah.
much.
And sometimes you got to fire people.
But anyway, so back to
Divorce.
my whole point being, how the hell are you going to tell Tracy, criticize her in any way in the work environment
And not have it.
and not have it affect your relationship? I don't think that exists, because if you criticize anything or she's not working the way you want her to or whatever, you could say that to an employee and they have to take it. Who gives a shit? Because you're not your employee's friend.
True.
You know, then that's why bosses usually don't become friends with their employees, because it muddles the water, right?
Yeah.
And because then now it's like it becomes emotional instead of just pure business. How are you going to breach a topic of her, like she has her feet up on the desk or not working to your
Feet up on the desk. God, you run a take your feet off the goddamn desk. I just bought that desk.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
mean, I already do that now. She comes in for like the kids' class sometimes, and her gi is. Oh, she has a sports bra and her gi open. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm like,
hey,
I'm like,
what's wrong with
"No,
that?
I say it. That's her.
I'm
like-
signing up
like,
for the dojo.
Yo, if you buy her bigger tits, guess what? It's going to open some
Yeah,
more.
that's true. Sam brings up a good point. She knows tits.
I know.
Yeah, she knows big
you're gonna
tits.
fall out of her gi.
Oh, my gee. Don't laugh at that. That was a dumb
Hey,
mom
I,
joke.
really
I
good,
love
though.
good mom
That was
jokes.
good.
So then what do you say? You're like, hey, your titties are out of your gi.
Well,
Put your
I'm like-
titties
I'm like-
away.
I'm like, babe, come in with it closed. It's not appropriate at
It's
all.
not appropriate to come in here with your fake tits hanging
And
out.
iron your gi too. Come on.
Iron your gi. No, I ain't ironing my gi.
So
Oh, I
then,
iron my every Sunday.
Really? Every Sunday?
Every Sunday, 8 gis. It takes me 2.5. It takes me 2 hours to iron all my gis.
If you don't laugh at the fact that Seth irons 8 geese on Sunday, then you don't know comedy. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Literally what I do on Sunday. It's my 2 hours.
Oh,
I go to Whole Foods and I come home and iron all my gis.
you're an old man.
take that, all those BDMs fucking with me, like, Seth's way cooler. You look at us going out on his boat, he's fucking ironing geese. Not doing shit.
For 2 hours.
He's ironing geese for 2 hours.
It takes a
Fucking ironing.
You don't even know how to iron. I don't either.
Yeah, yeah.
We tried to do
I
it.
got a
on-
really good one too. It's a
I've
hose
never
connected
ironed.
to some water and it like it sprays like big time steam.
I'm not joking.
It's fucking good.
Daniel had to iron my suit one time
I'm not
at a
even
hotel
good at it.
because I don't even know how to iron at all.
doesn't.
I've never
Yeah.
used an iron.
I ironed his suit. I tied his tie. It was like I had a son.
Yeah, I'm still
I
bad
had a
at my
son.
ties.
Anyway,
I do fun stuff. Like I went to Fairvella with her last night. You know that.
Okay,
well,
hold
we're
on
gonna
a
talk
second.
about that.
Oh,
that's a
that's
whole
on our
other
list.
thing.
Oh,
Issue
sorry.
number 2.
Sorry.
But okay, so
Hold on, I gotta get
I
my
think
medical
that we're
marijuana.
mature enough. I can't get through. Hang on.
Me think me
Well,
manure enough.
No, I know that there's gonna be. I know it'll be hard and it'll be and I think that's what she's thinking about. She's like, "Can you give me time to think about it?" I'm like, "Of course you can take time to think about it." I just
One,
I think that it's gonna
two.
be. It'll be hard, and there are gonna be fights, and there's no way not to carry it over because it happened in my previous.
You gotta
thing.
leave it at the dojo.
But I think I've learned from that.
this leads me into my next topic because I think because everybody listening to this is like, why do that? Just hire another
Correct.
dojo manager.
Because I don't want my money going to somebody else. I want my money going to her.
which means
therefore-
you keep your money.
You are such a cheat.
That's not.
That's
That's
And are you
exactly what
taking
you're
out?
hearing.
Hold on. Are you taking out the boob job money from her salary?
Yes.
No. That's gonna be that's
Oh, that's
sign
a
bonus.
si-
I told you.
that's
It's
good.
a
Oh,
sign
that's
bonus.
signing
No,
bonus.
No, you know why? Is because if Seth's paying Tracy, then somehow, like every time Tracy picks up a tab or whatever, like somehow
he's
they,
like, yes.
like he feels like it's
This is sick.
somehow
man.
paying himself because he looks at like
Every
her
time
money's
she
my
buy
money.
PF
No.
Chang's, me no have to buy
I want to
PF
build
Chang's.
a future future was this is you're looking at it in a dick way, which I understand. I'm a dick.
Okay, as long as you understand.
Okay.
Kiefer Sutherland and Seth
I
Petrozelli,
understand.
the dick way.
I'm looking
Is
at
the
it.
dick way reality? I think that is. People call you you're a dick. I'm like, that's reality. I am just saying the truth.
Say how I
Reality
feel.
is dickish.
I'm looking at it from the point of view where I want to build something huge with my partner for the future. Like I want to have
So
dojos
she gonna
together.
like
she can
share
run it, I can
the
run it.
dojo with
Yeah,
you?
like I would want her
You're
to be
putting
like
her on the
an
business
ownership.
license?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
I would do.
okay.
I would do that for sure. 100%. I would try this out, see how it works out, and then maybe go maybe 60-40 at first, and then maybe the next dojo will be partners, and then like because my
after that-
instructor, that's what he does with his wife. They both run it, and they both take turns going to this dojo, that dojo.
Is he a mentor? Have you talked to him about how he balances that with his wife?
He drinks constantly.
Oh.
I'm just joking.
Well,
he does not.
Oh
No,
my
no.
God, do I have to
they're-
cut that out?
No,
He got
I'm just
real for a
joking.
second.
Well, okay, this is funny.
He does
too,
kind of what he
because-
does. He just listens to what she says.
Well, I
You're
was,
not going to do that, though.
I can't.
and Daniel knows about this because I was telling him the other day, but I was stressed out about like some clients and like overworked, and then I was like, I went to Crystal. I was like, hey, while the economy is, the housing market is rough, it's hard for people to buy houses, like business is slowed down.
Sure.
I was like, maybe I'll hire you, pay a small amount of money just to, handle some clients and go out there and try to find
help
some
keep
new
us
clients.
organized. Yeah,
And then
spend some plates.
She was like, "Are you fucking joking? Like, I can never work
wow.
for you or work with you
Yeah.
because we would drive each other crazy and it would ruin our goddamn marriage." And then I was like,
She's right.
You're right, Mama." And then I fucking moved on, and she was 100% right.
Yeah, she
but
is
in
right.
my mind, I was like, well, if I pay her, I'm just paying myself. It's the same shit. And then it's like, I can get away with paying her less, and she'll do
Blame
more.
everything on her.
She'll
I'm not
do
gonna pay her
more.
this. I want to pay her a good amount. Like I want to pay her what she's making now. It's close. She's making a good amount.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're keeping the money.
I'm not though. It's her
Like
money.
if you could pay her
I would never
$90,000
I
a year, it wouldn't matter.
I don't ask her for any money ever.
The
really.
point is, Crystal knew.
Sorry, snorted.
She knew what we all know is that don't go into business with your spouse,
Uh-oh. I already
especially
did that.
And you're right. Majority of times that's correct, but I've seen it work.
well, not bringing your spouse into your like it's different with Samantha. Like you and your husband, you started your business, but you started it together, and
Yeah.
then so that's a little different.
It
than
also grew
if-
organically, I feel like, which is different than just flipping the switch.
And
like
imagine if you started this business, grew it, and then
then
brought him in. Yeah,
and
that'd
then-
be different.
Because then it's like how
he may not even have wanted to do that if you had already had that freestanding when you guys linked up. I don't know how long you've been together now.
unless you're
20 years, 15 years.
If you are
A long
crazy
time.
Yeah.
logic.
Since 2007.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
By the way, I could do this with another crazy logic robot. If I had a logic robot as a spouse,
Okay.
because I can
Well, let's get Andrea on this.
eliminate me and Andrea. If
Oh,
we
they
were
can get some
married,
shit done.
we could do a business together,
They
no
get some
problem.
shit,
We
but
never
the
argue.
sex is so boring. My God. Two robots are like, I don't know what to do. Me neither.
Put it
what
in,
are we
take
doing?
it out.
This is.
Yeah.
Would you like to go work on business? Okay.
yeah. We just stop having sex
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah.
It would be like jacking off more efficient. Anyway.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I like blasting. I like jacking. Okay. Agreed.
Yeah, we wouldn't even live in the same house. Anyway, but as soon as you bring any emotion into it, that's when it gets and it's inevitably
Well, you're pretty
Emotion-
emotional too. You're a
Yeah,
sensitive
yeah,
person.
sensitive.
So I feel like it's gonna go. If
But,
you
but
did
we'd have
business-
it. Our duties for the dojo will be totally like she's gonna. I want her to run the marketing. I want her to run the inventory stuff. I want her to.
Are
run
you gonna be able to do that
all
though
the-
without you like no?
See, that's what I'm worried about.
micromanage.
is
I'm
that-
worried about micromanaging.
This
a little
prize
bit.
wheel not big enough. We need bigger prize
like
wheel.
you might be paying her like the same amount she's making now, but are you going to be working her harder?
Yeah.
All right, what's your
Oh, man,
expectation?
you're gonna be browbeating
It'll
the
be
shit
40
out of
hours
her.
a week.
Because if I was your girlfriend,
40 hours a week? What are you, Elon Musk?
She works more than that.
Jesus, that's too much.
Yeah, that's not the new 2022 work
The new
schedule.
standard.
Yeah, the new standard is
3
22
day work
hours.
week.
Yeah,
3 day work week.
Yeah.
yeah, work from home.
Yeah.
Can she do this job from home?
She can do. Yeah, she can do a lot of
she
things. She doesn't have to
remote
go
in?
anywhere. She can literally do it from the house.
I know what that means.
Okay.
You're just tanning in the backyard.
She can do a lot of it from the computer.
And then you're going to be breaking the door down. What
are you doing?
Get to work. You're tanning again.
But there's also going to be, I want her to go to like different businesses and offer, discounts and stuff like that to like the owners of other businesses.
She'll be
Any nervousness about people finding out she has an OnlyFans when you have her
It's
like
2022.
working at the
You can
dojo?
shut it down.
Nah.
I mean, look at Seth's business. If you go on the internet, there are horrible things about him like on the internet.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that affected him all the
Dog
time.
collars, pink hair.
So
That's all
Photoshop.
stuff that. Why are you making fun of my way of life? Who
No,
cares?
I'm not. I think it's
No,
fine.
not you. I'm
Right.
saying in people in general. Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. But then the audio on this show
Well,
is
like,
horrible.
let's
Yeah.
not pretend like some asshole parents aren't going to be like, oh, she has an OnlyFans. I'm not putting my kid in. You know what I'm saying? That
That's
shit
true.
happens.
That is very. It'll probably. Yeah, it'll happen. But I mean, at that point,
I'd go there because of her.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you haven't yet, asshole. Get over
That's
there.
the only reason I want to go.
I'd be like, maybe if I drop
tried
off
that.
Maisie
You know,
there,
he
she'll
is-
talk to me.
He has
I
signed his
drive
kids
by.
up for every fucking summer camp except for yours.
And your wife posted on Facebook. She's like, I can't get them off the iPads. What? And I'm like, maybe 2 or 3 times a week in karate will help.
Oh no, they go swimming even though they have a pool. They go to.
I wanted to text her, stop posting your goddamn business.
They go
on the
to
internet.
American Ninja Warrior.
They go to American Ninja.
Really?
Yeah.
What the f?
Fight.
We like American ninjas.
Aw.
I knew it. 88. Yeah, it all goes back to white supremacy. Yep, I knew it.
Me and EC3 in the parking
He
lot.
knows. He knows.
I'm like, man, my back is sweating.
Mine too. Let's rub them together. Did you really comment? Maybe bring it up to the dojo 3 times of karate?
Yeah. I wrote. She didn't
What'd
like
she
it
say?
either. She didn't do anything. She didn't respond. Usually
Oh.
she does, but she didn't
Yeah,
respond.
yeah.
Other people did. They put laughing emojis and thumbs up. And
Yeah, I mean, like, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know if they have time now that they're in every other camp because
That's
they're
just
doing
it.
like golf lessons,
Just
chest
at
lessons.
least
I mean,
once or twice. If you don't try it, you don't know if they're gonna like it or not.
He's
You
right.
have no idea.
He's right.
If you try it once or twice and they hate it, then okay. But if they're like, oh, this is cool, I get to do
Now you're
these
gonna have
kicks.
to, you have to do it now.
I want them to. I don't know. You think I'm in charge of any of this? Like, I just show up and they're
I
like,
don't
we're
know.
doing this. Take them to this.
Well, you need to pull your 50% ownership of the business of your marriage.
No,
and tell her,
I gave up that long
Yeah,
time
he
ago.
sold it. He sold it like Bruce
sold his
Springsteen.
share.
Sold the whole catalog.
and that's probably
I got
why
nothing to
it's
show
working
by-
for you right now. But I don't know. I can't do that. I'm gonna have to be. I have to be. I want to give her, ownership and in charge of stuff. But I also want to be like, oh well, let's try it this way.
Well, that's the problem. I don't think anybody is going to live up to your work expectations, especially since, like, if you built this and then now you want someone else to do what you're doing, then that's when it's destined to fail. I think
That's why I want to maybe give her ownership, so that way she takes the pride and initiative and wanting to build it. But I don't know.
that sometimes doesn't matter to people.
know, I know.
It depends. Now, it could.
It all depends on her. Yeah.
This could be perfect, but statistically,
No.
90% chance
Yeah.
of failing, and I think that's and you think in your mind, well, what if it worked like this? But the problem is, if it does fail, then it could be catastrophic to your
Right.
relationship, right? Because how can it not bleed over to your personal relationship if she's pissed at you as being her boss?
Right.
Like,
So then
who
I'd be-
can do that? You know what I'm saying?
There have been times when Andrea and I are working in close quarters about something, even family related, not even business related, and she'll say, "Yeah, I can't do this." I mean, and she's pretty logical.
Well, because it bleeds over, and then no matter what, how are you going to separate that? Like I say, you'd have to
It's
be a
too hard.
crazy robot.
Yeah, it's too hard. And you take advantage of it. Like I will naturally, because I know she's like dedicated, because she's skin in the game, we're married, we love each other. It's kind of like, that old phrase, like you always hurt the ones you love, because you do, like subconsciously, I do believe that you will lean on and stretch their time. You will stretch their work ethic. You will stretch what they have because at the end of the day, the chance of them leaving or quitting or whatever is
terrible.
It's just, I don't think we
I do it to Crystal.
subconsciously.
It's a
do it.
micro calculation you do in your brain. We all do it. We don't control it, and it sucks. But I think it's a thing.
I'll do it to Crystal all the time, where I'll give more attention to this business,
Yep, me
to our kids, and then I'll ignore Crystal.
It makes me feel guilty too when I'm called on it.
And she knows it, and we're talking
Yeah.
about this. I do it because I know she'll be there no matter what.
100%.
And that's not fair.
No, it's
because
not.
I'm not putting the time in equally, and I'm utilizing the fact that I think I know she'll be there or whatever, but
Yeah.
now
what's
it's
funny
our
about that?
money, so she'd have to live a different
I
lifestyle.
say that though, but then there are times when I'm like, she'll always be there, but then there's like 1% of like she won't always be there, and then sometimes I'm like, that's fine,
Yeah, but then have you ever
but
gone?
not very often am I. That's fine.
Have you ever thought about the pain in the ass a divorce would be, like splitting the money? You'd have to
I'm
sell
not
your
as
house,
worried about
live in
that.
it,
I'm not
the kids
I'm
are
not a
crying.
money
They're
guy.
like, you failed.
I don't have a lot of concept of the money thing. The failed dad thing makes me want to cry. If
yeah.
we're real talking. But then
But then
there is
you're-
a little bit of excitement that I get about getting just new, chubby, my age women at my, big chunguses that I'm banging, and I'll get fat drinking every night.
But after money's gone, and then you're living in an apartment.
I'm stealing their money. I'm leeching off of them.
So okay, back.
The Twitch chat wants to know why Seth is in the BDM parenting subgroup.
No, I was
They want me to
He was.
ask?
That was.
How did I get in there?
It's a target-rich environment
So
for
someone
your dojo.
added you. You didn't ask. Oh, that's weird. So someone
Maybe I did just so I could post something about the karate thing.
I
at
think you
first.
did. I think maybe Tony added you so you could try and
It doesn't matter. Just leave me
So
alone.
let's.
I'm gonna be a
Maybe
parent.
people don't want to post their kids in there because they think you're weird. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, well, that's really
come
weird
on,
of them.
come on.
Let's.
Very judgy of you parents.
Speaking of Seth wanting to just pay Tracy and therefore pay himself, I get a text the other day. This is yesterday.
Okay.
And Seth's like, "Do you have a hookup at Fairvilla still?" All right. Which and then I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking it's because I'm like,
He needs him to sponsor one of his dojo tournaments.
I was like,
Jojo dildo.
I thought I started running through like a bunch of different scenarios where Seth is like doing some sort of. I was like, maybe because Fairville offers a lot of clothing.
Me break dildo on knee.
Well, I wasn't even thinking any sort of sexual wellness product. I was thinking of more like the costuming.
He needs
I
a
was
cape.
like,
Yeah,
I guess
I did buy my Halloween costume from them.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
needs
yeah.
some boots.
because I was thinking of like, and then I was thinking like
He wants
maybe.
a mug with a marijuana leaf on.
And I was like, I wonder if he saw at Fairvilla, like maybe they make some sort of silk gi. He wants to go like, I don't know.
Silk gi.
Silk gi.
Wait a minute.
know.
Copyright that. It's a silk made gi, and we'll call it Silky. You see?
Silky.
Yeah, Silky.
That makes sense.
And then I text Seth back that I was like, yeah, we know the owner, Bill Murphy, and then Deborah comes in every month. I
Yeah,
was
I've
like,
known
we have
Bill
a
and
co-
his wife and Deborah for like 20 years.
And then I'm like, why? What do you need? And he's like, I'm looking to buy a cock ring.
Why do you need a cock ring? That's for people with diabetes.
What? Really?
So
Yeah, for the help them hold an erection. That's what a cock
So-
ring's for, is to help you get a
so then I'm like, do you?
You want the vibrating thing on the end.
it's
a cock ring with the-
vibrating cock ring.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, do you want me to message our client at Fairvilla and say my rich friend is looking for a discount on a cock ring?
Yeah.
Can you hook him up? Or like, I'm like, this would be embarrassing to
They're
text
like
someone.
15 to 20 bucks.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not texting
No,
that.
they're not.
What kind are you getting? You get
Yeah,
the
what are you getting?
metal one?
There's lots of. They literally range from $10 to $15 all the way to like $100.
Yeah, there's hundreds of dollars
Okay.
if it's a metal
What were
one.
you looking at?
But even at $100, what are you like
Mid-range.
10% off your cock rings? Like you save $10, you're rich.
It's something.
But why?
Did
what
you
does
get
it
a
matter?
metal cock
Do you
ring?
bring
Yes.
coupons to Whole Foods?
No, actually, I do not. I use my Amazon code though to get a discount.
There it is.
And then I told Seth, I'm like, this is an example of mentally ill cheap because just the effort of you texting me, do I have a discount at Fairvilla for a 10% off a cock ring so you could save $8?
Yeah.
It's more time and effort
It makes you a crazy person.
than
Does not.
it means like the time it took you to do that costs more than the $8
Yeah.
you saved. That's what I'm saying. Your
You'd
time
never
is
even
worth
notice
more
it.
than $8. Anyway.
$8 is $8, and it was $15 because I bought two. I knew once we went, we were gonna look at other things and get other things and stuff like that.
Oh, how much of stuff did you get?
It wasn't that bad. I don't remember what it was. It was like 100.
That's not
It was
bad.
like we saved $15.
What color
And
ring
then-
did you get?
Well,
What color?
by the way,
Black. Oh, all right.
I am not.
It's
I did not
contrast.
text Fairvilla anything, and then Seth. And who does this? Ask,
all
you just
all
ask
all
for
of our
a discount?
listeners do that. At every. Are you
Okay,
crazy?
okay.
They all
well,
do it.
Well, if we advertise it, then it's the thing.
Sometimes
But
even if we don't advertise it, they'll just, hey, EC3, give me free tickets. All right.
What I said, quote, was, "Hey, do you give Tom and Dan discount? I'm the third one, Seth."
Oh, the third one. Is that who you refer to yourself now?
Tom, Dan, and Seth.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
that's-
a
the third one would be
discount on a
Sam.
cock ring.
I know.
Yeah, Sam wants a cock ring.
I
Yeah.
panicked and I just said, "Oh,
I
I'm the
want
third one,
the
Seth."
Pipe Dream Extreme Tuna Taco.
Pipe Dream
Nice.
Extreme
I'm
Tuna
looking-
Taco.
I'm
they-
looking at all the
they
different-
gave you a discount,
And they go, "Yeah, we can do that." And I'm like, "All right, cool."
Oh, my God. They have a
What's
Tom and Dan
embarrassment?
button? I didn't know that.
No. I think they just felt
God, I
bad
went
for
full
you.
Oh,
price
really?
on the lingerie I squeezed my wife
I
into.
thought that was the whole gimmick. Was
No, we
you
never
mentioned
advertised
that-
a Tom and Dan discount.
No shit.
Never had
Well,
one.
go there and just say that, guys.
Stop that. Come on, do it.
Try it out. It
We
worked
want
for
you to
me.
mention Tom and Dan, but
Yeah.
we had no idea you're.
Well, I
they're
mentioned it,
Yeah, you did.
and I said discount with it. Though I'm like, "Hey, isn't there like a Tom and Dan discount?" And then I said,
I wonder how many companies will just give you a discount if you asked.
Well, maybe when he says they're part of the fucking show, they're gonna because they probably think
I
that
get
he
a
works
discount
here.
at Chipotle all the time. I say, hey, can you give me a discount? I have a gun in my pocket. And they do it.
So what do you need
They
a cock
do it.
ring for?
She was sweet. Like, no, I don't need a cock ring. It wasn't to hold the blood in my penis.
Have you used it yet?
Yeah, we used
Did
it.
you
as soon as we
rush
got
home
last night.
or do you put it on in the Hellcat
No,
as soon
I-
on the drive home?
No, we got home, put it in the charger as I ate my dinner.
Put it in the charger. Or what are you eating? What are you like? Bird seed pie?
I had before I had chicken, grilled chicken. I had.
Do you season it at all?
season? Yeah, it had some Italian seasoning on it.
Italians? Any salt?
I had steamed broccoli, plain, no seasoning on
Oh,
it at all.
God.
Oh,
And I
Broccoli plain is horrifying.
and I had squash,
All right.
butternut squash.
Me squash that pussy. Oh.
So
Got him. So easy.
and
So I was charging as I ate.
why did you want the?
Or did she want you to have one because it
No,
wasn't
I just
rigid
wanted
enough?
something interesting, something different, something fun.
But by the way, 22-year-old girls
Yeah.
never even seen a
Well,
cock.
I brought it up.
Well, because
obviously.
22-year-old guys
I'm
don't
like,
need
hey-
cock rings. Cock rings are for
That's
old
what-
men.
I mean, she obviously has a vibrator. I'm like, hey, you know they make cock rings that have vibrators on the end of it.
Yeah,
so it
do
can,
tell. She didn't say
when
that.
I'm having sex with you, it can stimulate you. And she's like, oh, really? Okay. I'm like, well, you want to go check it out? So I was like, yeah. And then when we're there, then she saw the little vibrator that she kind of was interested in. It has it's a suction one. I didn't realize that was
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, that's the one I have for Andrea, the womanizer.
Oh, it's like.
oh,
goes,
she'll leave you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
hey,
when
She
you
doesn't
said-
need you after that.
you just signed your fucking death warrant.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Wait, listen to this.
You
So-
signed your death warrant, bro, because that thing
I know.
thing is.
So I walked-
It's like shopping for a new vacuum with your maid. It's a tell.
So I walk in. We walk into the room. She lays in bed. I go in to brush my teeth. She already brushed her teeth. I went in and brushed my teeth, clean up. I like to be nice and fresh.
You put
I
run a
walk
wipe
out.
over.
I walk out, and she has a big grin on her face. I'm like, "What's so funny?" She's like, "Nothing." I'm like, "You already came, didn't you?" She's like, "Yeah, I used it." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Motherfucker!"
Oh my
Son of a bitch.
God.
So she used it, and she's like, "But I can,
But
she's
I
like,
can fake
go
it for
again."
you.
That's pretty much.
It's still gooey in there.
Come on.
Well, that's how it happens. Like after that, it's like after that
It's definitely
happens, it's
wet.
kind of like it's not going to be the same. It's like after EC3 sits on your couch.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
all
it was
wet
like.
the rest of the day.
I
So
don't
it
wanna
smelled better
embarrass
though.
them.
It smelled a lot better.
So all right, let's because we
Well, it's
Yeah.
longer than that because I hit record late.
Okay,
And we
yeah.
have everything, but it's just like the timing's going to be off. So it's like we got to take a break.
Okay. So we'll take a break. Do you got any stories?
Don't we have a?
I have either news or stories.
Let's do the story. I love the stories.
Okay, we'll do some stories. We'll do a couple
I hate
dump
that
them
you're
out topics.
sad. I don't like sad stuff.
because it makes me look like an ass, and
What does?
I'm an ass. My stories.
People like, and you can take it too. You're.
I know I could take it. And
Yeah.
this person deserved it, so it's fine.
No.
All right, and you be the judge.
But you guys got to tell me if I already told the story already. So once I start, you be
we
like,
tell the same stories all the time. It's
yeah.
fine.
That's true.
The name of the band is Bishop's Green. The name of the song, Raven's Cry. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN if you want to call in. We'll be right back.
An abortion.
There it is. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, Seth, and did you spill the?
No, I didn't spill the book.
Did you spill the concrete juice you're drinking?
No. It's all sitting in my stomach now.
We're doing another beer release with Hourglass Brewing in Longwood, and it's going to be a beer that we partner with Danger Brain to do all the art. It's great. It's called Dad Jokes. It's a golden ale, and we're releasing it June 18th, the day before Father's Day. And so as the event starts around 11, we start selling the beer in cans at noon. First 100 people are going to be getting a prize with their purchase.
Is there a limit?
I think it's they have the. I think
Like, can I buy some for me? Buy some for somebody else's dad?
Yeah.
Dead?
I think you could buy as much as you want. I
Okay.
think they brewed a lot. Plus, they're looking into distributing it to a couple of our partners and stuff. But if you want to come to the release, we're all going to be there. I invited Seth if he wants to come out.
Well, I didn't know. You guys always do things so early on Saturdays.
What are you doing early?
what
on
is-
Saturday?
So what is the correct time?
I teach from 8 in the morning until 1 p.m. on Saturdays, every Saturday.
Hey, well,
But if
just-
Tracy takes the job, maybe.
Hey.
just come
I'm
after.
going to invite her to the beer
What
release.
size?
Because people will be
What
hanging out all
size?
day.
What size? What?
What size?
Oh, I don't know. Big, whatever big is. Probably double D's.
No,
Oh, my
she got too
God.
small of a frame.
Teardrop. What? That's the
Teardrop. What are teardrop?
Teardrop. Teardrop.
teardrops, guys.
Yeah, but she's a small woman.
she's
there, so her
tiny.
frame is small, so they
She's
can hurt her
5'9".
back.
She's 5'9". She's tall.
Yeah, but
She's 5'9".
she's
Yeah,
also
but she's
slight.
Very.
Yeah, I mean, how big's her waist? It's like 15.
I don't know. Her waist is skinny, yeah, but then it's supposed to look like an hourglass.
Oh, wow.
There's back problems, and anyway.
Back
Oh,
problems.
yeah.
She's strong. She holds
Back problems.
She holds Skodachi stance really good.
Okay. All right. Let's to these stories.
So anyway, join us at Hourglass June 18th. Get there around 11:30.
Did you notice he just flexed and looked at himself?
I didn't. I had an itch, and I was like, "What is?"
Oh, I thought you were like, oh, yeah, look at these.
I was. He did have big. I was looking at my boss like, "Damn, his biceps are pretty big."
He looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He looked good. Lot of
You're
blood,
saying
sweat,
legs?
and tears in the gym.
So you came up with a new
Game
bad
show.
story.
It's
good
a new
story.
game show for yourself.
We need
where
an intro. Jackal, if you're listening to
Yeah.
this, make an intro for a good story, bad story.
I don't like calling him Jackal. That is so morning radio.
Well,
We'll
this
get the
is what
Jackal
That's
on
what
the
he
theme
named
song.
himself.
He's doing a parody song.
I'm
dude.
running
Fanny
out.
boy,
I
Fanny
don't have
boy.
many of these stories. I'm running out. I've spent all my material.
No, you haven't.
Throughout all the years with you.
No, you haven't.
There are
The ones that haven't been said
Look,
can't
man,
be said.
the Rolling
No, but-
Stones are on a 60th anniversary tour.
There are thousands of micro horrible stories.
Yeah.
And it's up to me and Daniel to
vet these.
Yeah, no.
And you said it yourself Thursday. You said, isn't microdosing everything just the way to be? So even if you've heard these, just give us a little bit of it. We'll riff on it.
Yeah.
Refresh
You
ourselves.
don't have to
but-
do a 15-minute
Okay.
stand-up bit here.
Your
Just
legs
tell us.
do look good. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I
That's
like
the
your
genes.
legs better than his, but he had you on arms.
Yeah, arms of his arms.
And you have him on face.
Oh, thank you.
You have him on
Yeah,
face.
but he had hair.
He has better hair.
Yeah, I got. My buddy wants me
He's-
to fly to Turkey to get hair.
Why you gonna get that turkey hair?
He keeps sending me pictures. Good friend.
I
of
hope
mine.
you come back
He
with
sends me,
feathers.
he sends me videos and videos. He's like, dude, here in Turkey, you got to go to Turkey. It's cheap and it's the best one they do.
I've heard they're really good for dental work. No joke.
See?
Yeah.
Turkey.
People go to other countries for
But
cheaper.
Turkey specifically
He's like,
for
bro,
like
What color
for
are you gonna go with?
implants.
Oven gold?
He just keeps saying, bro, you don't have to be bald anymore.
That's fucking good, right? Oven gold.
Now,
Salsalito.
Come to
now
Turkey.
I have they do suggest that when you start losing your hair, you start the process and then you add to it instead of going from full bald to full
No, I like it.
turkey.
I like it. I like it.
yeah. Because you're gonna be. I've seen the TikToks. There's gonna be a plane full of middle-aged men with blood dots all over their
there's blood
scalp.
dots,
There's just all blood
But,
dots.
you're gonna wear the American flag bandana for like 3 months.
Hide your
Every
blood
guy,
dots.
every guy I know that's done it, like they'll hide in their home, and then the only time you'll
When I
see
wear
them,
my
you gotta
hat.
fly a drone over their yard, and they come out of their house wearing a robe and an American flag bandana. They run to the mailbox, get the mail, and they run back
They're
in.
like, I see the blood dots.
an animal.
I mean, I wear my hats all the time anyway, so it'll be covering up.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
see the blood here.
No,
but-
you gotta put an American flag bandana on it. Okay. Put a little bandana on it.
How much does it cost in Turkey?
I didn't look it up. He sent me all the information, and I don't know. It was a few grand, but
Well, that's way cheaper. Like
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
it's like
it's-
5 or 6.
Wait,
Yeah,
get that
that's
for
a serious
Tracy
issue.
instead of the boob job.
Well, I told Tracy that if she does that, I was going to get a little bit of work done too. I'm going to get my little pepperoni nipples sucked out and down.
You're gonna get lipo on your titties.
yeah.
No, come on.
I swear to God.
Dude,
that's
you're
like-
you're
cosmetic
officially
surgery.
the craziest
Wait,
member
wait,
of the
wait,
show.
What, you're gonna make your nipples smaller?
No, not my actual nipples. The
Your
fat that's
pecs?
around the nipple.
Yeah,
like,
The Rock did
like
this.
you see, I can pinch in this little fat.
The Rock. Supposedly, The Rock did this, where like if you're like, because The Rock is older, right? And you can't fight the Fudge. That's the saying. So The Rock. It's just true.
You can't fight the Fudge.
That's
Is
the
the
saying.
saying.
That's the, I made that up. That's the saying. You can't fight the Fudge.
That's the name of this show.
So what happened was The Rock, he got older, right? But if you look at his Instagram now, he's never looked better. Have you seen him lately?
Yeah,
It's
he's
incredible.
chiseled.
It's incredible. But he got his just underneath. He got his
Yeah.
titties
But that's-
sucked
I've
out,
always
and
had-
now he's perfect.
Yeah, but I've had this since I was little. Like when I was like 12, I remember having like
When
I've
you
always
were
had-
kicking
I've
in
always
the
had
doors
fat
at
little boobies.
grandma.
And
Hold
I
on,
got-
let me see.
I got made fun of for it.
Like I see
Can
it.
I
Let's see your
squeeze
titties. Come on.
It does.
No, it's a fat.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I
That's
see
fucking
it.
skin, bro. That's
Yeah,
skin.
No,
yeah.
I see it. I see what he's talking
No,
about.
there's no. I see nothing.
Put your shirt down. It's gross. Fucking horrifying.
This is the equivalent to.
How hairy would you be if you let it go?
Not that
Full
hairy.
curls?
No, it's really not that hairy.
This is
I
like
would like to see him grown out.
Yeah.
body dysmorphia. What is it called when you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, body
I don't
dysmorphia.
think it's horrible. I'm not doing it for any like reason. I'm not getting paid, to be a model or anything like that. I just always
We
see
know.
it.
We're
and I
saying
don't
it's
like
because
it.
you're crazy.
This is a
Why
bulimic-
am I crazy?
Because
But
you look
millions
good
of other
and you
people.
think that,
Thank you.
and
but,
you
but-
think
but-
that you don't.
but I don't know. Well, I know how I feel, so I want to make me feel better. That's all that matters, right?
Okay.
That's what the ladies say, and we
It's
go,
your money.
yeah,
Do what you
your-
want.
Yeah, your body.
I'm just gonna
Can they
ask
fix
him. I'm
your
gonna ask him.
ears?
Is there anything? Is there anything else you? Hey,
Wait
oh
a minute.
my
That's
God.
illegitimate.
What
My-
if you suck the fat out of your titties and put it in your ear?
No, that
and you
need to be
get
bigger.
titty ears.
The only
man.
other thing that I would do is get my my hemorrhoid cut off. That's
Let me do it. Let me
It's
do
out?
my
Oh.
fissure. No, it's the skin. It's the extra skin that's left over
it.
from it. He
That's
said.
your
Oh, yeah, you
tail.
gotta
That's your
cut that.
charm.
But he said that's gonna. He said he's like
You're my
you're
pokey
not gonna be
little
able
puppy.
to sit for like a month. It's gonna hurt. I'm like and I know how that is. When you have really bad constipation, the burn.
I don't get it anymore.
No, I never get it either. But I
don't get-
remember when
But
I
you're
used
also a hypochondriac, so I feel like as soon as you're flying home from, or actually as soon as you're walking out of the Turkish
Yeah.
building,
And they're like, "Oh, your hair looks great, my friend." Yeah, like,
you're walking, you got the blood
yeah.
dots,
Oh,
you're in
you
a,
got the American bed. Don't
Yeah.
maybe
to.
you know.
Oh, not in Turkey. I won't remember.
Well, you could, but I mean, you made you're a
yeah.
mark at that point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're a tourist.
You're walking through the bazaar and it
Yeah.
stinks,
Oh
and
my
you're
God.
like,
You're
you're like,
like,
what have I done?
God, this
And-
was a shit
and
in
then
here.
for sure you're gonna think you have some sort of head infection.
Because it'll burn probably.
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
think that I have some sort of.
And it's
infection.
gonna be horrifying for Tracy for like 3 months. It's gonna be horrifying.
Yeah, I've already put him
It's
through.
gonna be
enough.
horrifying.
Yeah. She's gonna think twice about it. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, I got the blood dot.
he's got these bloody American flags everywhere.
yeah.
I got rid of my blanket every night I sleep though. She doesn't have to fix that for me.
Your blanket.
My towel, because I sleep on top of a towel, so I don't sweat through it.
I didn't know.
And you were complaining about
Hold on.
EC3.
I thought you said you ran out of stories. You have a sleepy,
I've told. Didn't I
sleepy
tell you about
blanket?
this? I had to. She has to like. I'm like, hey, can you fix my towel?
No, this is a new story. To me, it is.
Hold on, you put down a medical towel so that because you sweat so much.
My God,
I
I
really
wouldn't want to
sweat.
live.
That's why I was seeing a specialist. She
Poor
was-
Tracy.
I was sweating, but it stopped.
I'm less crazy, right?
My old man boyfriend sweats the bed every night.
Why?
I have to change his towel in the middle of the night.
Why do you think I've been going to the doctors and I was freaking
Oh
out thinking I
my
had
God.
cancer because of this night sweats?
I am a modern day Anna Nicole Smith. I have to change his towel every night.
You got to get one of those cooling mattresses.
No,
right?
those.
Yeah,
those
Butler-
smell-
Butler sent
those
me a
are worse.
picture
Those
of
give you
his.
cancer. Nope.
Butler had no.
They don't
Butler
give you
has.
Yes, they
cancer.
do. The smell gives you
No,
cancer.
no.
I
they
slept
don't.
on it one night and I got a headache and I called them like, nope. I'm like, take this thing back. It's 60
Cancer in
days.
one night.
Yeah.
The
I was-
Christmas story, Charles
I was
Dickens.
pissed. I was pissed because I know.
Two
and I
poems.
read a lot about it, and after I got the headache, I started researching.
No, it's
And
fine.
they're like these cooling things have chemicals and
I
all
can't
that.
stop
No, they got
laughing.
no chemical.
Are you talking about the mattress that the water swirls through it? Because that's
No,
what Butler
I
has.
don't know what that is. That's
Butler
cool.
sent me this thing. It's called a chili
He still
pad.
text you?
Yeah.
I have not heard from him in months.
Yeah, Butler sent me the chili pad. It's cool. It's like you know how you have a water cooled computer. to cool down the computer. So it's just like that, except for your body. You
Like a radiator?
Yeah, it's like a radiator. Exactly.
Okay,
It's
so-
exactly
Cool.
Okay. Anyway, back to the bit.
Yeah, all right. Back to
I can't
good
stop
story.
laughing. Holy shit! The sweat towel thing is new to me.
Now, do we want to hear maybe the good story first, or let's go bad story first?
I think it's
You
ladies'
end
ladies'
with good.
choice.
You end
Ladies'
with
choice.
good.
Sam.
I kind of want to redeem myself at the end with the good, please.
All right,
all
go ahead with
He's
the bad
shared a
first.
lot today.
Bring us down, then
He
bring
has
us
shared
back
a
up.
lot today.
A lot.
Too much.
Okay, so speaking of hair stuff, this night out I was with three total. So it was me and two other fighters, professional fighters.
All right.
We were in our 20s.
Well, in the 20s.
Okay, so this was a while
Arnold
ago.
Schwarzenegger. He
Yeah,
slipped into
so-
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm
for
sure
his-
it's
20 plus years ago.
a
Yeah, not
respectful gentleman's night
gentleman.
out.
It would be like going out with two English footballers. I feel like dressed. They had the proper,
Well, we
suits
were
on.
dressed a little weird. So I had a wig on the whole night, but it was a very, very good looking.
But it was my sweating wig.
It was good. It looked like Justin Timberlake. It was back in the day. It was curl, super.
Oh, the tight curl?
like real tight curl down to
So
my
you look like Gary Spider.
down to my neck. It was ridiculous. And my other friend had a fake mustache, like a real big bushy fake mustache on.
All right.
And just for
Couple
fun-
of-
Now, why? did
couple
you
of
have
real
to-
Weisenheimers on the
We
top.
used to do weird
Is it
things going on,
Halloween?
just
Just
like
in case
just
they
like the
did something
diapers.
you didn't want to be recognized
Yeah.
by the cops.
No, it's more of I hope someone says something so it beat them up.
No, it was just to laugh.
funny as Weird Al Yankovic.
Same reason we wore the diapers, just to do something weird and funny to ourselves. And that's all that matters. is we laugh to
Natalie
ourselves.
Portman, never forget.
So we go out, we meet these three girls.
Did they know you had a wig?
Nope.
Ah, so this is part of the tale?
Well, no, kind of. It's just a little.
Oh,
it's
that's
a, little,
a side
it's a little
quest?
side part of it.
Oh.
And so me and the other person, the two girls, Doug, we were vibing really well.
Oh.
The third fighter and the other girl were not at all. She was I hate to be that guy, but there's always one girl that's like, let's not do this. Let's not hang out with them.
The smart one. Like, that's the Sam. Hey, let's not go back to this random guy's apartment because they're going to try and rape us.
Yeah.
So they didn't go back there. We went to their apartment or her apartment, the one that didn't
Oh,
like us.
no. What an idiot. Now you know where she lives.
It's like watching a horror movie.
So we go back to the girl that didn't like us apartment. So it's me.
Well, why'd you choose her apartment?
She's because their two friends were staying with her.
Okay, all right.
So we went back there. Okay, so me and the other guy, we're kind of hooking up. We're not having sex, but we're making out.
With the other guy.
The other,
Oh my God!
what?
Wait a minute. When was this? Because this might have been me.
Wait, I heard.
What?
No, I wasn't a guy. I wasn't making out with a guy. Me.
That's what it sounded like you
No, no,
said.
no,
So
no.
me and the other guy started making out. And
No,
I
me
thought
and the
that's
other
what you
guy.
were.
Bros start hooking up with the chicks in the same room.
Yes,
it's,
yes,
it's a
yeah.
bro thing.
That's what
Gotcha,
happened.
bro.
We were in the
Yeah,
living
yeah.
room. We started hooking up.
I've never done that.
Somebody put on there's a CD, right? And then everybody's making out in their respective
Let me
corners.
guess. Sneaker Pimps. 3 a.m. or what's that song?
Huh?
Or some Enigma.
Oh, God.
Is
Yeah.
was
I
the
love
other
it,
guy friend just by himself, third wheel?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was the one with the mustache, and he's
He's so
starts-
sad with
Let me
mustache.
guess. He starts getting hammered and pissed because he's not hooking up.
no, he
Oh.
didn't. The girl, the other girl, the owner of the place, got pissed because she was alone and not doing anything, and we were having fun. So she started throwing a fit. Calling their girls over like, you guys come here, like, just being a pain in the ass, telling them to tell us to leave, and they're like, no, we're having fun, we're having fun, leave us alone. So
We're having fun, leave us alone.
This continues for about 10 minutes, and then the mean girl finally calls the other two girls in a room, and we know at this point she's probably gonna like tell us all to leave and stuff like that. So
Oh, God. What's going to happen? Now, this is where the game
My
show
chest is hurting.
This is
isn't
like where
that
the
bad.
game
Is this
show
an apartment?
goes.
Is it a stereotypical
one
girl
bedroom
apartment?
girl.
Oh,
apartment.
can we guess what happens?
Does it have
like
that
a
weird?
game show.
It's really not that bad, but
It's
it's
got-
just a dick move what we did. That's all.
It's got the countertop.
You pissed on her couch.
Hold
Whoa,
on.
did you nail it?
It was close.
Did you
Very-
nail
I'm
it?
telling you, I was there.
You're shitting her freezer.
It's very, very close. So we didn't shit in the fridge.
Sam's literally. He's like, don't go back out there. These guys are rapists. They'll kill you.
Sam is like, you're like watching. It's like watching a horror movie with
It's
Monique.
not like this hasn't happened to
you're
me
screaming
before.
at the screen.
So while they're in there, the one that's not hooking was like, dude, let's get the fuck out. I'm like, yeah, you're right. This girl's being a jerk. Like,
But
bitch,
wait.
whatever.
One more thing.
So, but as we were hooking up, he was kind of like snooping around the plate, just like looking around, grabbing. He was like put like weird glasses. He like sat in the corner with glasses, just looked creepy as fuck, just weird, just being weird on purpose.
Bro weird.
Bro, yeah, like bro weird. Yeah, bro weird. So he's like, dude, come with me. I'm like, all right. So we go into the kitchen. We open the freezer.
Well, hold on a second. I said freezer, so I'm on the board.
Yeah, you're on the board with freezer.
We do have a couple shit and freezers in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I went with shit and freezer.
No, it's really not that. It's not as bad as that. That would have been real bad. We took the frozen pizzas out. There's like 2 or 3 frozen pizzas in there. Took them out of the packaging. Opened them all up. The couch, which Sam called the couch. We opened up. We took the couch apart.
This is pretty elaborate, I think.
No,
How long were they in the goddamn bedroom?
This is elaborate.
We heard him in there. It was like, well, we just turned what they're saying. It was
Quick,
definitely-
me have a crazy plan to do stuff with pizza. Quick, like, this is elaborate,
I mean,
right?
no,
Like,
it's not that elaborate. It was fast. It was like, come with me.
Yeah,
we went
but
there,
still,
grabbed it,
it's
put it-
elaborate.
Who would even think to-
Right,
that's what I'm
like,
saying,
Sam
yeah.
does pee on something, right?
Yeah.
Let's just do something
Yeah.
simple.
Well, we
and
did.
very
We
animal.
peed too. So wait, just
Oh,
wait.
they
Just
peed
wait.
on the pizzas.
No, we stuck the pizzas under the couch, put the couch covers back on, left those
That's
there.
elaborate. I think that's crazy.
Went into the bathroom. No, there were definitely some
Tombstone?
there was meat.
Totinos.
There was
Hold on.
meat in there.
Was
This-
it?
Just God knows how long.
Serious
I don't
question.
remember.
Was it okay? Because Tom brings up an excellent point. Was it a 1 wrapper pizza or a 2
There was
wrapper?
two. There was 2 pizzas.
Because
One-
2
one-
wrappers
one wrapper
means 2 wrapper pizza means it's got cardboard box. You take it out of the cardboard
Yeah,
box
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's still got another
Yes,
wrapper on it.
yes, one of those.
Oh, this is elaborate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you took the
This is
plastic off
premeditated.
that.
Yeah, and the little onions are flying off.
the
Before
plastic
you
off
take
that.
the plastic off.
Well, based on the timeline, this is before the Screaming Sicilian.
Wait, that's the mustache on the back.
This is
The mustache on the back.
There only could be 5 different pizzas. There was Tombstone at the time.
DiGiorno.
Yeah. DiGiorno,
There
yeah.
was Mama Celeste.
Totino's.
Totino's. And I think that's it. Publix, I don't even think even had a.
Home
It wasn't Tostino's because I love that pizza. I
Oh,
would have
you know what?
noticed
The
it.
one
and I
you're
would've-
missing, and I hate seeing his face in there, Paul Newman.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it, Paul
That's
Newman.
too fancy for in your
Yeah.
20s.
What are you
Yeah.
even doing in there, Paul Newman?
This is $1 Tostino's. So you stick it in the couch.
Sticking in the couch, yeah. And during this time, I finally take my wig off. Like I'm just
Finally. You know what? I had enough.
But the whole time,
You
the
know
whole
what?
time
I said to myself, no more bullshit.
I like when you're committing the crime, you take your disguise off.
Yeah.
Exactly. God damn
I
it.
need them to see what I really look like. Just leave the wig on. Do you leave? Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
And then the last thing we did, we went in the bathroom. We emptied a little bit of our mouthwash out, and we urinated.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's too far. Because the pizza, she's going to go for the mouthwash. I think it's a premeditated plan. Yeah.
You're not a good man.
I told you.
So,
I told you it was bad.
and now,
Oh,
you know,
somebody said Pissterine in the chat room. And then he and
the
they laughed
great,
on
you know,
cue.
That's good. It's good.
EC3 sweat.
listen,
So-
you know, there are a lot of people that do these things in college. You know what I'm saying?
Bodily fluids in someone's mouthwash, though.
Yeah, she was a
see-
swallow. She was a swallow. It just gargling.
you know, and you know, if she's as paranoid as Sam, she would have probably once she finds the pizzas, she eliminates everything in the
I wonder,
entire
how,
apartment.
I wonder
Just
how long
burn-
it took her to get to
just
find the
burn-
pizzas,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
but
like the fact that you
She
even
may have never
now
found
did you take
That
off
smell would come out.
after, or did you?
no. Okay, so
Oh.
that's the rest. So as we were coming out of the bathroom, it was maybe like I don't know, 30 seconds later.
All
they,
3 of you pissed in
They
it?
finally, it was, yep, we're all in it. We literally were like crossing streams doing it, like giggling and drunk
Oh,
giggling. So they all 3 come out. We're like standing by the door because we were just like leaving. My wig's off. Like, all right, well, we could tell, you know. And she's like, yeah, you probably might want to leave. Like the nice girls, the one we're hooking up with. I'm like, okay, no problem. And as we're opening the door to walk out, she's like, the last thing she said was, wait, you're bald? Because I had my fucking wig off.
And then she was like, "Hey!"
That was the last fucking thing that she said was, wait, you're bald? I'm like, it's a wig. And I just like fucking walked. I don't remember exactly what I said.
So
but
then you weren't in your
I was
20s.
halfway embarrassed. No, I was bald in my 20s.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
been receding
wow.
for a minute.
I grew it back for Kim. Like I was bald, then Kimbo had hair, then I shaved it.
Okay,
It was like
okay.
back and forth.
So,
for-
so did that make you like, oh, it justified the piss or the pizzas at the piss?
well, no, it wasn't the girls that were hooking up with, but it was the jerk girl that was being mean the whole time.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
her apartment, not the ones that were being nice and hooking up.
So yeah, I can see this.
I love that
but
she
no,
was being mean.
Let's
she did
go.
nothing to you.
But we
She
did
tried to
nothing
save
to
her
her.
friends.
We were nothing but hooking
It
up with
still
her
bothers
friends.
him a bit. Okay.
So let's redeem
yeah,
it
'cause
with a good story here.
Make up for the Pissterine.
Good cop, bad cop.
Because like you know how you'll get charged like if you leave. Remember during the cruise when the guy pooped everywhere? They consider it
Which
like
time? I mean, it's been
A
like,
biohazard.
a biohazard.
Yeah.
No, are you talking about
it's
the
a
guy that-
crime?
No,
It's like
I'm
a
Well,
serious.
pissing in someone's mouthwash is a crime.
Yeah,
I think
is it was he rubbing it on the walls? Are you talking about that guy? Or are you talking about the guy who fell in his poop?
Yeah, fell in his poop, but they considered it like a level of a crime level. Like you spread this
Right.
On a cruise ship,
this
yeah.
waste, and so it is
It's also fecal matter. I feel like is that's just up there.
destruction of property, some sort of poisoning. Look, all right. What we can redeem yourself.
Okay,
now.
so this was I could say the good stuff when the good stuff was. It was a while ago, but it was just one of my good stories, my hero stories.
All right.
That was when
hero story.
it was, and we didn't get really thanked for it. That bothered me a little bit, but it's all right.
What
You're not supposed to want
That's
to
what
get
a hero
thanked for
says.
being a
No,
hero.
I feel like that's. You know what? I feel like
yeah.
more people need to be honest.
I'm the anti-hero.
in feeling that because at the end of the day you pulled them out of the fire and you might go home and you're like, you know what?
You're welcome.
Yeah, but maybe nobody said
Fucking
shit to
Maui
you.
over
And maybe
here.
you go home and you turn on America's Funniest and you're watching it with your family. And you're like, no one said shit to me about pulling them out of that fire. Nobody
Yeah,
said
it's something.
shit.
A hug.
Yeah.
Some tears.
Gift card.
Heroes
This one,
BJ.
we got free sodas, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
I take it all back. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
So this was state championship, 1998, high school wrestling state championship.
All right.
It was after the very last day of competing. There was probably the entire, like at least 10 or 15 high school state wrestling champions inside this Denny's. Schools.
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't expect Denny's.
Yeah,
Poor
well, it was the only
Denny's.
thing open late. It was late. Like we just got done competing.
Right.
Could you imagine the Denny's employees? It was just
You're
like,
like, oh, all these stinky fucking high school boys.
oh, I'm sure
But
they're all
meatheads,
respectful.
right?
Yeah.
They're all like
Well,
meatheads.
All
wrestlers, so
perfectly
they're all
respectful.
They're all bullies, pretty much.
Right.
Omelet! Omelet!
That are probably going to dine and dash.
Well, no, listen, okay.
Oh man, you were maybe in another life. You were like you dated one, or you were one, like an MMA guy or something. You know all of the. You know
I'm
all
familiar
of
with Dude Bros.
You know all the dude bro
You're the
tricks.
meat whisperer.
Wait a minute, that could mean something else.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
You know what? Both.
I like meat whisperer.
Well, meathead didn't ring. Okay, go ahead.
Just move on.
So we're all. It was me and my high school. So it was about like 4 or 5 of us that qualified. In our table, my dad was with us. And then all these other high
Poor
schools.
dad.
Yeah. No, my dad was. So all of a sudden, just randomly, nothing's happening. Door bursts open.
What did you order?
Oh no, the front door to Denny's bursts open. The guy runs, knocks over a bunch of paperwork and stuff like that, bangs open the computer, steals all the cash out of the register. And the ladies are running over to him like, stop, what are you doing? Oh, stop. And he runs out. We all look at each other around the table. All my wrestling buddies were like, my dad's like, don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it.
Oh, this is like a movie. You're like,
And we fucking
know what me have to do.
Yeah, we looked at each other. We
Not
all
on
were
my
like, should we do
watch."
this? Should we do this? Should we do this? We all jumped up and we like ran after the guy, like took off outside. And we hear my dad in the back going, stop, what are you doing? Stop. And we're ignoring him because you don't know what the guy had. He might have a gun or some shit.
Right.
Well, we weren't thinking that. We were just thinking we're
And
going
you wrestle him down, and
Where's
you have a
the-
cool catchphrase.
Well,
You're
that's
like, you probably think omelet, you'll go.
No, then you. This is
Me
a,
not.
This is a
Me go.
grand slam.
There you go. Yeah. Rooty tooty, fresh, fruity.
No, it was Rudy Tooty. Taste my footy. Bam.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Rudy tooty foot and booty.
So we didn't actually hit him or do anything, but I think that was in our head, like, oh, we get to beat a guy up and it's okay. So that's like the bad part of the good story is like we were just thinking maybe we could beat the fuck out of this guy and get away with it.
Then you'd be considered a hero.
Heroes, yeah, heroes. Beat up.
Did you
So-
run it? Like, did he get
It was
into a car?
it was down like 2 blocks. We chased him down 2 blocks, and he's begging for us to stop. He's like, please stop it. Leave me alone, please. Just leave me alone. I'm sorry. But he kept running away from the Denny's, so we're like, just stop.
Are you laughing while you're running out?
We're all just chugging out, like kind of staying a distance because we don't know if he has like a knife or a gun. But we finally got him to like a spot where he like didn't want to move. He turned around, and we got in a big circle around him. I'm like, just fucking
Jack off on him.
Quick, corner this guy.
Who can come first?
So if he does have something, he'll definitely use it now because you cornered him.
Sam said, "Who can come further jacket off?"
This not gay.
That would have been good, but no. Well,
That would have been good.
So when did you start beating up?
we didn't beat him up. Like literally, the Denny's employees obviously called the cops. We held him there for a good 20 minutes, where he was like trying to like just begging to let him go. Like he was just like fucking like, please. Like maybe
Oh, you guys definitely
no.
20 minutes.
We're just like fuck. We're just being dicks. Like fuck you, no, fuck you, stay here, dick. And we're just like being mean and just tell him to shut up and stay there.
Oh.
When he probably had like a family to feed or something. Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever, you don't
do it
steal.
when I
You don't steal. It's
Yeah.
not appropriate. Cops came.
My wife needs a surgery.
got
You know what
him.
else is not appropriate? Pissing in someone's mouthwash, Seth. So I don't really think you can deem what's appropriate or not. At least he was trying to feed his family.
You're like,
You're
quick,
just trying to fuck
I was
some girl.
trying to feed some
piss on
bitch.
this bum's mouth.
Every story have piss.
I don't know that this was a good story.
Be sorry. All
Oh, we
stories.
stopped the robbery for fuck's
Be
sake.
sorry. All stories have piss.
We got back, and they took him obviously to jail. We sat back down, and our server came up and said, "You guys deserve this. Here on us." And it's fucking soda. She hands us a soda, and she says,
pancake?
"Not even a free meal." She hands us soda and says, "On us." And that was it. That was it. I was like,
Well, that's
"Well,
because they get
That's
the
the
free.
best
Yeah,
part of the
they.
story.
I mean,
that's
shit.
fucking
Yeah.
That's
then-
gonna come out of her paycheck.
And then
bro.
you know every morning in high school they do like the morning news and stuff like that. Well, they did in our school. I don't know if that's the thing.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Okay, and so I'm expecting the news to get back to the principal, and because the coach was there with us and saw it, so I thought that he'd be like, yeah, thought he'd be like,
And now a karate demonstration.
I did a karate demonstration that year too.
My
Hold
God.
on, I got some of your
I did do a
powers.
karate demonstration for my high school. And I was expecting the principal to be like, congratulations to our state qualifying wrestling team for being in the states, first of all, and then second, stopping her up. But there was nothing. There was no thanks, nothing like that. So
Well, usually they don't congratulate.
I know, but it would just be kind of
just
cool.
qualifying.
Qualifying for states hard.
So yeah, that's have you
I think it's a
chased out-
wash.
Did they get the? Did you grab them? Did they take the money back to the register?
Yeah,
or-
of course it. Yeah.
Oh, I would have said he lost along the way.
Yeah.
Stuff in my Denny's
Yeah.
server pocket.
Have you ever thought that this gentleman that you chased down would ever like somehow come back?
Come back.
You know,
No, I
like,
like to think that he changed his life from that point on and like got better.
no.
I'm here to take karate from you, Mr. Seth. I've changed my ways. Would you take him on?
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
And then one day he learns, like he gets enough knowledge, and then he battles you.
Speaking of people coming, I've had some weird people come into the dojo lately. It has been a little odd.
What do you
What do you
mean?
what do you
They're
mean by
handicapped
weird?
people. What did we?
like-
I told you about this.
No, just like people with weird stories. Like I don't know if I want to have my student because they say weird stuff. They're like, just so you know, I can't be partnered up with any females because my dad used to beat my mom, and I'm like, all right, I don't know how to take that really.
Why do you? Maybe because he doesn't want to spar
I
with
don't
a
know.
female.
I guess.
It's probably traumatizing to
Yeah.
him.
I guess, but I don't know if it means he's gonna go off and try to hurt them
don't think
too,
so.
or if he just feels. I don't know.
So that is, I would
Weird
say
stuff.
that is a lot to share when you're just like,
yeah,
I
when
have a
you're first-
brochure
when you're first-
and
Who's
you know.
sharing this much? I'm sharing nothing.
It's a lot.
I
It's a
tell
lot.
no one nothing. How you doing? I'm like, fine.
Excuse me, do you have a dojo brochure? And not having a flare up right now. No flare ups on these lips. No siree.
Yeah, one
I'll
guy-
think about it.
One guy showed up in a totally different uniform, like a martial art uniform, but not ours. It's just something totally different. Like, yeah, this is what he used to wear.
fuck out of here.
I was like, why are you wearing other? I don't get that. It was just very weird.
Like you,
I'm not
He was
buying a second gi. You ought to spray paint the logo off.
you show up at like a
He's as
Cobra
cheap as you
Kai
are.
Yeah, it was
Halloween costume.
almost kind of like that. It was all black with yellow stripes on it.
Yeah, but there's rules to your dojo, right? It's like
Yeah,
you
you
have to
can't wear that. Of course not. Yeah, but I told him that afterwards. Like, just so you know, you can't wear this. You got to wear our traditional uniform. But he just wanted to show up with
Traditional
it. Show me that he was like, doing it before. And he was like, yeah, I used to do this. Here's my uniform. I'm wearing it with his
he's
belt.
trying to
With his belt.
impress you.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's
It's
nice.
cool. Yeah, it would be cute
That's
if it was
sweet.
like a 12-year-old did. It was like 30.
Are you impressed, sir? Do you make him call you sensei?
Well, I don't make him, but it's just proper to call me
Okay.
sensei. Yeah.
Sensei Seth?
Show him.
Sensei Seth.
That's hard to say. That's
Show
a
him
lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of S's.
Is there someone with a
Sensei
lateral
Seth.
lisp at your dick?
Show him,
Take that.
show him a monster truck competition. See if he gets excited about it. That's a tell. So let's finish with some dump 'em out real quick
Oh shit.
because I want to hear your MRI story.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump 'em out and play. I wanna see your topics. Ooh, I wanna also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em out brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
Oh, I was too early.
I don't
I'm
know.
so sorry.
The DeWitt Law Firm.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's got more of his hot sauce in stock.
Yeah.
So if you go to justcallmo.com, go to his store, free, guys. He gives away free stuff all the time, by the way. There's more.
yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff on there
He's
all the time.
weird
Check
like
it
that.
like every day because you'll find some free stuff.
And it's actually quite good. I've had a lot of listeners email us and tell us that they very much enjoy it.
So what do we got first here?
I can tell you about my MRI.
Yeah.
So I had to get an MRI on my back. My back is in a really bad way, and I'm in physical therapy for it. But the doctor also wanted to get an updated MRI because I think like whatever I've had has deteriorated more, and with cycling more and losing more weight, even though I'm way better, like more active, it's just it makes you want to be more active, and I think that I'm overtraining a bit with the cycling position. Is not good for your back. It's just not good.
You're probably not overtraining, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, I mean, like over. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he's right. But I mean,
Bird.
like I am strained. It's in a
weird
We're
position.
using
to be
your
in.
Peloton
Yeah.
every single day
Yeah.
for how long? Hour at
yeah,
least?
Yeah, about an hour or so, at least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I had to get an MRI. So I don't know. When's the last time you guys had an MRI?
I've never had it.
That wasn't a joke. I swear to God, it wasn't.
Me a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't even
I
think I've
never.
ever had
I don't
one.
remember. I thought
my
you had
shoulder,
one on
my
your
shoulder.
but I don't remember them ever making me get nude and change into scrubs.
Yeah, you always have to. You can't have metal anywhere near any of that, just in case they make you in scrubs.
Okay, so so I didn't know this. So I've had MRIs. I've worn
Magnetic resonating imaging.
There it is.
Magnetic.
I thought
When I did my MRI over my shoulder, they did not make me get nude.
Yeah,
But maybe your back is because they need the imaging around your groin area that you have to take it close.
Okay,
Seriously,
because
I don't know.
I had on I wore comfortable clothing because I knew I had an MRI, so I had on like chubby shorts, but like the sweat short ones,
Right.
kind of like you have sweat shorts, like that you wear.
I wear 'em.
I wear it like they're really nice, but they're like you can wear them out, but they're like athletic. So I wore that and just a t-shirt because I'm like, oh well, I don't have to take off my belt because the other times I've had MRIs. What they do is they go, oh, just remove your belt, remove your shoes. I get in there with jeans, a shirt, like I take off my, I guess
your jewelry.
Yeah,
They make you take off your wedding ring, and then
So
you forgot your
for
wedding
a
ring.
person with extreme anxiety who's going to their new therapist the same day as his MRI, go and I change. He tells me the guy tells me to put on the scrubs. I put on the scrubs. I take off everything, and then I go and I get in the MRI. They get in the position. They put the headphones on me. They put
Is
me
it
in
the standing or the laying down?
It's the laying down one, and it's the fully enclosed one, the one that my dad couldn't do. Like he freaked out, like he lost his mind.
Mine has a mirror on it though, so I could see out the bottom of my feet.
You have your own?
The one that I go to all the time.
Okay.
It has a mirror.
Mine, I kind of like. I don't know if this means that I'm fucked up or something, but I very much like that
You like the closeness.
I do. There's something about it. You know what reminds me of TC is the same feeling I get when I scuba dive. How relaxed I get. Like this is totally an anxiety thing. Like I know it's connected to my anxiety, but like that wall right in front of me, and I love it. It's very comforting to me.
Weird. Should throw you into a panic attack. It was like you were stuck in a tube.
My dad, my dad couldn't stay in the tube. He'd start crying. He'd freak out. So anyway, I'm laying in there, and remember, I've signed up for my new therapist. I don't know if to catch up those of you that don't listen to ACT. I've talked a little bit about that.
You're boring, Seth.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't like therapy though. He's new to it.
No,
He's new
therapy.
To it.
Yes, we'll talk after that. My therapy session yesterday was not that great.
Okay, that happens sometimes. So I'll just make
Stop
this quick.
laughing.
No, but I'll make this quick because you'll laugh at this too. So I know I've got this new therapy. I'm nervous about it, right?
Yeah.
I've been telling Sam all week how
It's always nerve-wracking with a new therapist.
Yeah, and I got to start over with this new person. So anyway, I'm laying in there. I got my Apple Watch and everything off. I'm got the headphones on. The guy, he's like, "Can you hear the music?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can hear the music." And he's like, "Did you make sure to take off all your jewelry?" And I'm like, "Oh God!" And I look over, and I still have on my wedding ring.
Oh, it's gonna rip your fingers off.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. So I say, "I still have my wedding ring," and then, okay, we're going to start now. Yes, and I start having a full fucking blown fall in the bushes and drop dead panic attack.
Yeah, of course.
I can even feel it right now. You can probably even tell I started to pass out. I'm just like, like when people are like the movie Maverick when they're showing people going those test flights with the Blue Angels, and they're like, hold on, here we go, and the person just
goes out.
I start just freaking the fuck out, and it just continued, and I'm freaking out, and I'm losing my mind, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out, and then it just continues, and then I only have so much adrenaline, right? I only have so much cortisol or whatever's coursing through my veins, destroying my brain. Yeah. I only have so much of it, and it's one of the only times I've had to. I was forced to sit in it and fucking ride it out.
Deal with it?
Yeah, I just dealt with it.
Well, if you move, they stop it because you're not supposed to move. So you should have been like,
well, I didn't want to move either.
I would have just started screaming.
I didn't want to move either because I was. Well, I said it a couple times. I'm like, hello.
Help!
Yeah, I didn't say help because I didn't want. I don't know what. I don't know.
I would have freaked out. But I've never had an MRI before either. So I would have been like, oh, I fucked this up.
I kind of froze. And then the only thing, though, that did happen is when I got out, I swear to God, this ring was red hot.
Yeah.
Like it was hot.
Maybe it just wasn't enough.
May have been something.
Now you got finger cancer.
No, that's your mind.
Probably my mind, yeah.
Because here's why it doesn't matter. If it did, they would be way more diligent about because like
they would have asked you before you got in, right?
Well, they would scan.
No, he read the stuff while I was in. I'm like, well, that's not doing much. That's like
that's what I'm saying.
It
doesn't matter.
Telling me safety as we're going down.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like they make you take off the jewelry or whatever, but if they forget, it doesn't matter. And same thing with like
I did think
if
about
you have
it
metal
peeling.
inside.
I thought about just peeling the skin off and shooting the ring out.
Took it off and threw it.
Yeah, but if it did,
I didn't want to lose it.
It's the same thing I've said before about.
I don't want to lose my finger.
Like eating before surgery. If it was that big of a deal, they'd never just take the person's word for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it was like a death sentence,
they'd scan you ahead of time,
or they would literally monitor you 24 hours before the surgery to make sure you didn't eat. They're just taking your word for it. Like so, they take your word for it. If like, do you have any metal in your body? And if you forgot, if it ripped your fucking fake, hip out of your body, killing you.
Oh my God.
They would.
That's horrifying.
But they wouldn't just be like, "Hey, do you have it?" And hopefully the person remembered. Maybe you forgot, and then if you forgot, death sentence. It doesn't fucking matter.
He had a wand too that he waves on you.
What for
metal? Yeah, they have a wand.
But it obviously doesn't matter that much because you have your ring on.
Apparently,
it
just freaked me out. Though,
I mean,
like it sent me into a small conniption fit, and I recorrected it.
It says that it will heat up though. So it might have been heated up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm rational enough to know that when I'm in it, what it is, which kind of sucks.
When you're having a freak
feel like a fucking fool. Yeah, like when you get out and you're like, oh, my ring's hot, and you're like, it's not hot, you're fucking idiot, look at you. You know, like.
If it was anything serious, though, I'd worry that it would distort the images and pictures, and it wouldn't get a good reading. I would be like, it says it's good, but I was wearing it.
Like it blasted the area, so you can't even read it now, and they got to do it again.
Yep, that's what I would be afraid of.
So, Seth, what were you talking about?
This therapy session.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was my first session.
Ever?
Remember I said I was going.
Congrats.
Yeah, with this lady, but it caused me more stress than it did relieve my stress because I didn't really have the session. They promised me that she would send. It's a televisit, so it's not in person.
Right.
They said that they would send a code before the session, so that way I could get it link up so I could see her and blah blah blah. So my appointment was at 2:00. 1 o'clock, up to 1 o'clock. The whole week that she could have sent something, nothing happened. So I called, no answer. I left a long message. I emailed, nothing back. 2 o'clock comes around, the time of the appointment, nothing. So I pull into Target. I was going to go inside and get some stuff because I figured, okay, they just forgot about me, or I don't know what's going on. I can't call. I emailed. 2:05, she calls and was like, I'm so sorry. I forgot to send the code. She's like, do you still want to do it now? I'm like, well, to be honest, like I play my day on this, but then, I didn't get any code. I didn't get anything.
Me so sad
I
now.
think it's
Me
more-
not do this now.
And she's like, well, we can reschedule it. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But she knew I was kind of upset about it
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and reschedule it for next
That's
week.
fair.
But I was pissed because it was like,
Yeah,
they should be on
that's
top of their
unprofessional.
shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe we should dial back the marketing of therapy, it's because maybe we flooded the market with patients with telling everybody they should go get therapy, and that's why the real crazy people that need it the most, the Daniel
Are getting
Seth-
pushed out.
Yeah, getting pushed
I
out
like
by
that you
the-
think of us true crazy.
no, I'm just like,
No, I took
but
that
you
for the
guys
way you were
need
saying.
it.
It was a logical statement. You got to take it logically.
I get it.
But then, like, my wife does therapy, and I'm like, yeah, fine. Let the crazies have it. Like, they're taking a
Wait a
spot.
minute, you do call her crazy a lot too.
Yeah, you
but
do.
I think everybody's crazy.
And she has to live with you.
Yeah,
so.
I mean everybody here except for you goes to therapy.
Well, I just know that I'm doing the Lord's work by not going to therapy. I'm leaving it
please.
available for the
we
crazy.
did,
That
we did a
is-
full therapy session this morning.
That is the best ration. That is amazing.
I'm not clogging up the system. I'm fine. I'll be like, well, fine. I know what's wrong. I just won't do it.
We all know what's wrong.
Yeah, we all know what's wrong. I just can't fix it.
Yeah, I mean either.
Well, there's no fix.
Oh my God.
You just, you get by dead. That's how it works.
Jesus, man.
Anyway, what else we got?
Do you want to talk about your therapy, or was that it, Dan?
No, that was it for mine.
Okay. Which sport would be worse for another
Yeah,
sport?
I was thinking about this. Like, they always say that, like, football players, like, I hear people say, like, oh, that receiver, man, he was so good in high school and then going into college that he could pretty much pick his sport, whether he wanted football or basketball or baseball or soccer or, but which sport, if you had to go from that sport, okay, so it's hard to explain.
and transition to another sport.
Yes, so
I
soccer,
like how Michael Jordan went to baseball.
right.
Yeah.
This is my question. So once you're trained, once you've picked it when you're young and you're in that sport, which sport will be the worst at moving to other sports? Because I was kind of thinking baseball.
That's good. Soccer really doesn't translate to other sports. So
I could see
you
that.
rarely see someone now.
There's running.
Unless it's like rugby or lacrosse or something with a lot of running.
True. Although
Maybe I need to bring the focus
What
of
do
the
we
question
consider-
down a touch.
Yeah, what do we consider sports? Like bowling? Like what kind of
Ooh,
sports
good.
are you
Yeah,
talking
because
about?
Yeah,
technically it is
exactly.
a sport.
You got to
yeah.
bring down. I got to bring the
gotta
scope
narrow
down.
NASCAR.
Yeah, I got to narrow this.
Yeah.
a
because
bit.
we know that there are a lot of really good basketball players that can play tight end and
Could,
NFL.
could a great baseball player be a great golfer because they're swinging?
Yeah.
That's one that
Absolutely, yes.
That's one that I was
They
Or,
connecting.
often
or
are.
does it not?
Yeah, this was a high
Translate.
thought, and you're connecting all the same.
Patrick
dots.
Mahomes
Yeah.
got he got an MLB offer
Yeah.
out of college. Like
did.
he
Could
could
a
have got.
basketball player be a good quarterback?
Yeah.
Or pitcher?
I think so. Yeah.
Throwing balls
I think
around?
all of that's correct.
Yeah, like there's certain things that translate. Like for instance, that's why Patrick Mahomes is so good at being a quarterback because he could throw a baseball really well. Right?
Like I think hockey to
So-
football too.
The skating aspect of that, like you have to grow up knowing how to skate. Because
No, I mean
you
like
can't-
hockey to football. I think hockey
Oh,
players
yes.
can go to football. I don't know if football players can go to hockey.
Finger skating to
Oh.
hockey would be easy because you're on skates already. You can just be a little more physical.
They're
True.
with the
Maybe a bit too big though, because I think body geometry, they're smaller
Yeah.
people. I don't know. It was a high thought, and I was having fun kicking it around because what I was kind of coming up with is once you've dedicated yourself to whatever you've dedicated yourself to, switching to anything is just going to be difficult.
I think you can't switch to baseball unless you have some sort of base because you need
That's
some
like
base.
eyeball reps.
You need to learn how to hit the ball early to have those mechanics, and it's like I think learning that late. Same thing with soccer. You can't learn soccer late
I
in
don't
the
think
game.
so either.
You could be the best
Really? I thought
athlete.
that would be the easiest one to.
I don't think people pick it up right because it's so the margins are tiny, like
Yeah.
tiny little angles.
You need to know
Like
how.
baseball's tiny little angles in math.
Now, a lot of good athletes can be taught different positions in football, American football, because some of it is like, all right, if you
Size,
can,
speed, speed.
If size is speed, a lot of it's blocking.
Simpler concepts. Yeah.
You know, so there's and a lot of it's like you're doing this one job, which may just be physical and not, you know, we're not talking about quarterback because I feel like that is a position you need a lots of reps. Although, look at Ryan Tannehill. Like, he used to be a wide receiver up until, like, I believe his junior year in college.
That's right.
And he switched over. Now, I think he also played quarterback in, like, high school or some shit. You know what I'm saying? When they all played all positions. But a lot of it is, like, if you're a supreme athlete, you could be taught certain sports. But I think you need, like, basketball, you need to start early age. Although, like, tall people, they're taught basketball in high school age and can get to the NFL.
But then it comes down to position, because I don't know if it would translate to point guard versus center, because center is less of a it's a more technical position. Yeah. But anyway, I thought it was fun to kick it around. You want to talk about Cologne real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
What about Cologne?
Okay, so
neither one of you two ever wear cologne, right? I never smell
occasionally I will.
I used to
not very often.
Like specific events.
Once
or
every 6 months or so. Akeem Woods, he's at the Emperor. Well, he was Thursday.
He's here. He's opening for Godfrey.
Still in town, opening for Godfrey. You can go see him.
He's going to try and make tomorrow's shit sandwich 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, go support Ross and Akeem and Matt Gersing, who we all miss. But yeah, so Akeem came in here, and Akeem Woods came in with his friend Bless, and they were both on ACT. And when they came in, I noticed that, was it just Bless or was it Akeem or both?
I don't know. I know Bless was sitting closer to me, so I could smell him, but the whole goddamn studio smelled good when they came in.
Whatever he was wearing is like a really good men's or unisex cologne. It's just a really good smell. And then, so even the next day when I came in to open the studio, like, it still lingered from, like, him sitting on the couch. I was like, man, that is
too much.
It is it was the perfect amount.
It was the perfect amount.
It was the perfect amount.
You could smell it, but it wasn't like. You were like, ugh.
And it was light. It wasn't a bothersome fragrance. And then it kind of
we should have asked him what he was wearing.
Then it made me think, like, do you ever see yourselves wearing cologne, or when do you wear cologne?
I literally just bought the same bottle of cologne that Cadillac Pat. Remember the last time Pat was in, and I was like, damn, you smell good. And he was telling us what his cologne was, and I bought it for my husband.
Okay.
I look at cologne like this, where as long as I don't smell bad, anything above that won't.
You are so bare minimum, man.
Well, it won't matter to anything, right? It won't get me liked more.
Your wife doesn't like you to wear cologne.
It won't give me more sex. So you know, it's like, what will it do?
So what is the value of the? Okay.
The value is so small, it's not worth me putting it on, because what is even the value to him?
What if it increased? What if you read a study? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
What if you read a study where it increased, like a business meeting, it increased the likelihood of the client you were meeting with by 12% that they would opt into whatever you're selling?
Maybe, because then
Sam,
I can
look
quantify
if there's any
it.
Studies about cologne and studies about cologne in business.
But I wouldn't believe that the study was done right, and because I was like, because I think,
like that.
Of course you would.
I like that,
because I mean, like, wait a minute, who did this, and are you doing it? Like, how are you quantifying any of this? Because like like I said, if someone smells bad, that I really believe that could hurt you in every aspect.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right?
But
Like,
if you smell good and you're like having a business meeting, don't you think that they're like they got their shit together, right? Like, man, they look
most
good,
of the
they
time
smell
it's
good.
not good. You have to have that person has to like this type of smell that you have. There's so many different smells.
That's true. It is subjective.
People don't. It's subjective.
That's
you.
another.
Bless he did it right for us. You're right. It may not work everywhere, but it did linger, and it made me think that if we knew, like, it wasn't like
And it was during the day.
Yeah.
See, that's weird to me.
Really?
I think cologne during the day is trashy.
What?
I don't know why.
I've never
You think
heard
it's
that.
just a nighttime thing?
Just a nighttime.
That's
thing.
weird to me.
So I know a lot of guys that wake up
That's
in their
an old
morning.
Italian thing that Seth picked up.
You only wear cologne
going
in
out
your
to the
French
club.
on at night.
That's an old
Don't be
man.
putting on that fucking
Weird.
cologne in the morning. You're fucking like a goddamn
You're not-
whore. You're a whore. You're a fucking whore.
That's an old man Petrozelli telling you about what you wear. You wear only cologne at night.
Your dad caught you one time. You're sneaking out. What are you? Hey,
know. I
hey,
don't know
what are
why
you
I
wearing?
think
Fucking
that.
cologne?
Maybe
What are you
it's
going
just
out there? What are you sucking dick?
Maybe it's just the people that I've happened to smell during the day that are wearing cologne, or I just like, I don't know. I feel like a trashy vibe.
I feel like a lot.
Interesting.
I think a lot of vape store managers wear day cologne.
Or they just smell like the vape.
And I don't trust myself with the application
No,
of
you
the
do
right
too
amount.
much for sure.
I do too much.
You put deodorant on your feet, dude. Like, what the
true,
fuck?
yeah.
You know, like, come on.
And I choose the wrong cologne where people will be like, God damn, this guy stinks. You know
Well,
what I'm
it's
saying?
got to be better than your flip
I
flop
have so many
smell.
bottles that I never use. My girlfriends get me that
I used to wear it all the time. I
Um,
think it's also like an in thing or out thing. I don't necessarily think it's in right now. But who knows, when the pendulum comes back, you know, you might have people wearing cologne all the time. Or maybe it has to do with being a certain age. You know, like my dad always wore cologne. I mean, my dad wore, when he got up, he, like a lot of dads, I think, there's a lot of guys probably even listening that do this. You wake up, you take your shower, you shave, you aftershave, you know, that's his cologne.
Little spritz,
Little
yeah.
splash of Old Spice
It
or
was
Brute,
Brut.
and
It
then
was Brut.
and
It
then
was
my
Brut.
dad, I'd go to hug him at the end of the day. and
I like the smell of brew.
I fucking love the smell of my, like, there was a
still sell
stubbled, I mean,
Yeah.
you want to get me to cry. You know, the smell of my dad's Brute, and he's like, he smelled like he worked all day with a little bit of Brute.
Yeah, with the
Smelled
brute
good.
hint. Yeah, the brute.
Yeah, it's
scent.
good.
Sweat and brute.
Yeah, but then there's some people that overdo it, and then as they, you know, you could smell their cologne for hours and
Yeah.
days after, and if it's strong and pungent, and then it's
It's
like
too much.
Then I
Old
could be
ladies
like,
do
"Come
that
on."
with perfume, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where
White diamonds, oh
they
my
They
God.
just spray it head to toe. I mean, head to toe.
But I do
stings.
like the smell of what. Like if a guy walked by me with cologne during the day, I'd be like, ew. But if an older lady walked by me and I smelled just a little hint of like a fresh perfume, I'm like, oh, that's nice. I like that.
That's sexist, man.
yeah,
That is weird.
That is sexist.
probably. At least it's sexist the good
Who's
way.
that? Who just walked in? Is
Yeah.
it EC3?
No, it's called
Yeah.
Two Families here.
I'm not joking, Sam. I'm not paranoid, but when I was like,
I heard you been talking about me sweating, bro.
I'm not joking. If he would have stopped,
He's just standing.
my plan is to jump
Jump
through.
past me?
No, through your window.
How dare
He's gonna
you?
use your desk to catapult him through the
I'd have been like, I like your
And-
sweat, bro. I like it. No, I'm sitting right in it.
The only the reason I choose Sam's window
sweat, bro.
is because there's a small chance she pre-broke it.
That's true. That's true.
There's a small chance she pre-broke it a little bit every day.
We gotta get out
Shaw's
of
saying, yeah.
Shaw's saying.
It's my
Your
karate.
kids
It's my
don't want
karate
to be on
kids.
mic.
Yeah.
Tommy, Max. It's the end of our show. I want to introduce.
Let's all go around the table.
Tell them how much
This-
you hated Top Golf or Dredge.
So,
Hey, guys.
This is
up,
my
kiddos?
Just farted.
karate
I don't want them
friend.
in here. I just farted.
Why'd you fall?
Well, wait, I'm in here.
See, this thing's us hot
Hey,
too.
our AC is broken.
What's up, guys?
So this is my
Uncle
friend
Seth.
He's not my or not your uncle.
Yeah.
You're
and
confusing them.
he owns a karate dojo. He's a black belt in karate. And,
3rd degree black belt, guys.
And he told me that
means nothing
he'd give you guys free karate lessons
Oh,
if you guys wanted to learn karate. And
Kicking and punching?
Yeah. And so, do you guys want to do it?
see, it takes one thing to ask him.
They're just saying, like, I do that too.
Yeah.
They won't hurt your feelings because I.
It's like when Crystal goes, how many minutes are you out? Oh, 5 minutes.
Yeah. They're just telling you what you
Like,
want to
we're,
hear.
we're a half an hour away, man.
They don't know me.
You led the witness. They felt if they said no, that you'd feel upset, just like their old man.
They felt the
You're
pressure.
putting words in their mouth now. They really want to do it.
You guys looking forward to being ninjas?
See?
See? Oh, they are. Oh, sorry. It's
Wait, they what?
break of. They already do ninja camp. I'm sorry. They
I
can't.
told you the American Ninja Warrior
Yeah,
thing.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, this is actually going to really teach you how
It's
to
a
do it.
no. It's a breach
They
of
want the
contract.
fun. They don't
They have
want
a
the
non-compete.
You gotta bow when you go on the thing. It's like I taught them bowing.
Real
I wanna
ninjas
do
bow.
nothing.
Never bow to any other man.
Only
I'd
give
rather-
respect to me.
I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. That's what I
Hey, I
say.
got the shirt. Yeah. All right, Sam. Any semantics this weekend?
Yeah, we're actually doing it. You heard about this one. Interestingly enough, it is about the wrestler Chris Benoit.
No, that'll be an uplifting
So
tale.
we've had 2 wrestlers on this week, which is really weird that lined up that way. But yeah, that'll be out Sunday.
Can't take it.
That dude, did you see me freaking out when he said that?
I'll go back and
It's not a
watch.
weird deja vu moment.
So that's how it starts.
Oh my
That's
God.
a concussion.
Now you're doing it now.
No,
Oh my
that
God.
was weird.
Don't pull your eyes down.
You see the clock first, then it's coming to get you.
222.
Stranger Things. All right.
I know.
What do you got here?
What do you got?
So my Instagram at Silverback Seth. My karate Instagram or the dojo Instagram is at Karate of Orlando. Send me a message, guys. There's always discounts for BDMs, just like at Fairville. There's discounts at their karate dojo too.
Yeah.
So
for
come
that- for
get
that
your
ring.
kids signed up. Or yourself.
Thanks to Christine for my. How do I say this, Sam?
Chancleta.
Chancletas. It's a sign of the Flying Chancletas. They are a Latin baseball team. I
Where?
believe in Texas.
Really?
Yeah, and they are a sign of strength to every Spanish grandma.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
They're
What is that? Flip flop?
It's a flip flop. Spanish
That's
grandmas.
correct.
They,
Yeah.
abuelitas.
Oh.
they take their
Abuelas.
To beat their
Chunk
children. with
clap.
So
flip
mine
flops.
would be a wooden spoon. Mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like
That's
the
the
How do you say
Italian.
that in
Italian is a
Italian?
wooden
Yeah.
spoon.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
How do you say wooden spoon in Italian?
No.
Did you just fart again?
I was looking at the kids. I didn't want to say bad.
I thought you were
words.
looking at. I'm looking down the
Oh,
crystal
I didn't want to
shirt.
cuss in front of the kids.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, they hurt.
okay.
We're gonna get out of here.
We did a lot of bad here today.
Yeah, we did. This is real bad.
I don't know. My whole family's here. I feel like you guys gonna do an intervention.
Yes, we are.
It is.
Oh God, they got the letters.
I'm gonna go clean the sweat stain, and
Yeah,
Cool.
here, I got you.
we'll see you.
Oh, BDM.
He's got a cup.
BDM Beach Party coming up in September. So if you want to be invited, you got to be a BDM.
BookAirTND.com. It's available this weekend.
Oh, didn't anybody book it yet,
still
babe?
now, I
No.
think.
Still, no,
Oh, my
God,
God.
we're not any time.
We're
bleeding
Looks-
money.
Looks like you need a
EC3.
celebrity to stay there to give it some.
Let EC3 stay
I'm
there.
afraid of that. They already have.
How about
the
Kenny
C
Lester?
word.
Have Kenny. So
Huh?
big, Kenny Lester. EC3.
Oh, Gorilla Blanco.
Wrestling house.
Okay.
Have Tracy stay there.
Well, we needed to book it.
Are dogs allowed?
No.
no dogs
No.
allowed.
Oh, well,
And
No
don't
dogs allowed.
And don't tell me it's a service animal. I'm gonna be mad.
I saw a guy in Publix.
Yeah,
I saw a
it
guy
is.
in
It
Publix
is.
yesterday,
Tell me.
and they came up to him and they go, "Sir, is this a service animal?" And he goes, "Yes, it is a service animal." And I looked at Andrew and I go, "Then why is it wearing a puka shell necklace?"
Lying to your face. He's an
It had
adult
a
lying to your
puka shell
face.
necklace. All right.
All right. Bye bye.